All right, going live. And we're live! Live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Ooh. I don't know. No, it's like Saturday Night Live, man. I'm channeling my inner Saturday Night Live with that. So,
basement part in there.
Yeah, live from my basement. Oh, yeah.
Well, where else do you play D&D?
You were good. Heckled in the first 30 seconds tonight. It's like a Muppet Show.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's okay.
Right
that's
hair
okay.
color. Thanks a lot.
I can handle it. Walter.
I resemble that.
Yeah. Walter, and who's the other one?
Stafford.
Walter and Stafford.
Statler.
Statler and Waldorf.
Waldorf.
That's it.
Walter is the Muppet dudes.
The new guy. Yeah.
No.
Walter is Jeff Dunham's character.
Oh, that Walter. Okay.
Jeff Fafa.
He's awesome. Yeah, he is pretty awesome.
I kill you! We went and saw him live.
I haven't seen him yet. Yeah, that'd be good to go see. Okay. Hey, welcome to Thursday night, and thank you for joining. Our many viewers. No, just the people in my own group that are viewing right now, I'm sure. But why don't we get to Leonard's favorite part, our intro.
I thought that was to the whole group.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Respond to it.
Hey, okay, so I'm at camera. Oh, looky there. You got me. You got Wes. You have.
Sitting here, getting ready to play D&D with Dave and everybody.
And we got Noel getting ready to play D&D with Dave and everybody. That's pretty good. So that's fine. Oh, so again, yeah, welcome. Dave's Imaginations presents Dark Queen Ascension, The Fallen. Last week when we...
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. the nausea and fatigue is past.
Leonard, mute your Discord. Noel.
I think you can mute him.
Middle of the second, so day 12 of 21.
Let's see here. Or we can get our weekly Noel update just to some...
Well, we don't want that on the stream.
Oh, you're right. We probably don't want that.
Aspirin
And let's
open
see.
Discord.
Let him do the recap.
Discord.
aspirins.
If I right click on him.
Mute.
Boop. All right.
There we go.
Well, so last week we finished part 2 of Xerxes' Sunken Palace, where we defeated the Captain Xerxes, the Beholder, and this was. If you watched the video, which many of you did, I got like 40 views of my videos this week. Woohoo! That's largely it. Yeah, thank you. That's about half a time more average. This is straight out of the module. The puzzles, everything was pretty much straight there. I did a few tweaks just because you guys are level 11 and it was designed for 4 level 5s. So, like that trap was a little bit more potent than as written, and Xerxes was supposed to be a zombie beholder, and I made it a full-on zombie. Plus we wanted to find if the stone of healing was in his treasure, which there was a stone of healing, but it would maybe not quite a healing stone, whatever you want to call it. It was Xerxes, Captain Xerxes' treasure. Her treasure. Thank you. Forgive me.
I think we established that like beholders don't really have genders, so it's like she's whatever.
She decided she was female.
Right.
And
we're getting woke.
So they. Oh, I tell you. All right. If I were to review this module, that Ernie character in that story, they decided that was a binary character, and they kept referring to it as they them. And I kept getting lost as who the they them was referring to, and it was referring to the urn. They could have
It can be a little bit confusing, yeah, because usually you use they to refer to
multiple plural.
people, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a plurality of a person. The plurality
It
of a
can be
gender.
a single person, though. But, yeah.
Not for they or them.
Yeah.
Well, not prior to, let's say, 2010.
No, that's not true, because, like, I had an English
All right.
teacher that explained it. Like, if you have a textbook and she didn't know what student it was, it would be their textbook.
Someone left their book here.
Someone left their book here. So it could still be singular, but it's not. It's used only in, like, very specific circumstances that way.
Anyway.
So, anyways, yeah.
Anyway, this author decided they wanted to be woke, and all their pronouns were they, them, their, and it was very confusing. I thought it was over the top. They could have just as easily referred to it as it, or earn, or earnee.
It's not very nice.
In this case, where it's an animated urn,
Yeah.
I think it
yeah.
could have been okay.
Yeah, I think I was thinking of the like what you were talking about one of the
Yes,
kids.
I wouldn't refer to Noel's child as an it.
No.
And let's see, can we unmute Veronica now? Sorry, Noel, we muted you.
He's muted himself now.
Okay. So anyway, we defeated Xerxes, and sadly the gold coin sank to the bottom of the ocean or sea floor, but you had a lot of treasure. That treasure I went through in a separate video, and I thought there was a lot of cool stuff in there. And some of you, 4 of you responded, 2 of you didn't, and
I didn't really know what was going to happen tonight, so
yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. But
There
that
was something in there that really have worked for you. But I didn't see
there was a
anything
couple
there
things
that
that
would work for me.
I thought the 2 of you would be racing to get dibs on it. I'm not sure you did.
there's the loot.
Yeah, the iron loot. Yeah.
loot.
So that is one of our early points of business here that we're going to go through that and settle that. But before we get to that, we might want to talk through. The chatter has started in the text messages regarding how I've heard 2-3 votes for trying to figure out the Sunken Palace to see if we can figure out how it works. And the question is, will the DM allow it? And for me, it's a matter of tell me a compelling story that makes sense, right? So if we as a group can come up with a compelling story that makes sense, I would probably allow it. There might be checks along the way, but I am open to it. I had the idea that you might want this when I ran it. In the module as written, the thing blows up. So I didn't do that. There was a self-destruct thing that happens at the end.
You have 10 seconds to evacuate.
And that was kind of what it was, but I chose not to add that.
I had to blow a hole in the wall and swim out of here. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah. So I think I would start with Olak, but maybe you can each tell me how you would plan, what you would do to claim this thing.
So, let me just, even before we dive in, okay, so
Let's
metal, this much metal, first of all, is mind-boggling to us, right? I mean, in the world of swords and things, this is a million times more metal than we've ever seen.
Especially formed metal.
Formed into walls and floors and everything, right?
Not to mention the clear walls.
And even the concept of a submarine, a boat that goes under the water instead of on top of the water. Even, I mean, Ruckus is a sailor, but he's never seen anything like this.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is.
To me,
I
it's
think
a-
Olak thinks that this is just a ship that's sunk.
So there is a magical thing. What is it called? There is a device, magical item that is virtually a submarine. I'm not going to know it off the top of my head.
Okay.
Not here. But so I think that one thing that makes sense to me is what you, Ken, said you were going to do. Maybe we should start with that.
Yeah, so utilizing my little robot's companion and some comprehend languages spells, Olaf's gonna try to get all the drone people to not necessarily tell him how to fix it, but at least try to explain what's wrong. It's obvious they're trying to fix it.
You're breaking up a little bit, Ken.
Oh, alright. Is that better?
The word better broke up.
Alright, hold on.
You know, maybe as if you face your microphone or whatever you're using, it seems
It's probably internet. Yeah.
or it could just be the internet.
Alright, how's that?
You sound good right now, so continue.
Okay.
So, before you
Too much
continue,
stuff going on the internet.
before you continue, I'm on screen. I've got Foundry up, and I've got us pretty much exactly where we left off. Right? We're in this room that seems to be the captain's quarters, and so we do have our newest NPC of Narthak. I made a token for him. I have Minnie out here, and I could put Minnie next to you. Minnie was in your bag, which has not exploded. Sorry, everyone, for panicking you, but I was kind of panicked when I was making this realization.
I thought it could have been fun.
Oh, it would have been fun.
Oh my
It would have been a little bit heartbreaking, but it would have been fun.
It would have been a story, that's for sure. So, tell us what Olak has just come out of here, and you probably have a couple things in your hand, and you're starting to think about what. Okay, now that the chaos is settling down, you're starting to think about where am I, what's going on, and maybe even more pressing, do I have to take that freaking electrical shock again, right?
I guess I would put the question to you, Ken, and
Olak.
It would be like,
okay.
well, it wouldn't be like me to Olak. It would be to Ken to
Okay.
explain how Olak is thinking. What makes Olak think that this is a ship that can move itself versus... Because, I mean, like, Shimber, I can tell you what Shimber thinks. Shimber thinks it's an underwater palace, right? And that's what he's been told. It's a building, right? So what makes Olak think that it is actually a ship?
It is a ship of some kind.
Yeah.
The little control area place we found, because that was, forward of the ship, and it obviously had controls to do something, and they weren't overly magical controls, which is what he would expect to see in anything palace related or tower related, because it's obviously a fortified thing. So thinking it's a palace or like a wizard's tower of some sort is a reasonable assumption, but the control area is what convinced him. And then also, once you're down here, there's a lot of mechanical things going on, and anything Modron related has a chance of being more interesting than it looks like on the surface.
Okay.
It's also okay. So the ship we came on was a decent sized ship, right? We've seen bigger ones, but it was a decent sized ship, right?
Yeah.
This thing is,
Quite a bit
Gigantic.
bigger.
yeah, like 50 of those plus. This is
Not about 50, but
No.
or three.
It might be 120%.
oh, it's okay.
I'm hoping that this gives you a decent idea. This.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so it's comparable.
Yeah,
It's bigger, but it's not X times.
yeah. Okay,
Right.
okay. Right. Yeah.
Because you did go all the way across it, down, and all the way across it.
So I mean, if our characters are sort of having this
Twice.
debate, well, okay, it's sort of the general shape of a ship, but all this metal, how could it float? And
I mean, it's obviously sunk.
But there's not water in it.
No, but that begs
that
the
is
question
weird.
because our our graded floor was above water, so we're in a pressurized space that's holding out the ocean.
That room was also 100 feet tall. Yeah.
What? Oh, where we were
It
with
was
her?
That room
Yeah.
is magic.
Well, we went through a portal. We don't know where the hell that was, right?
Oh, fair
Yeah.
point. Fair point.
It's true.
That could have
Rather
been.
than it was over water.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
could be
could've-
that could be 1,000 miles from here.
Could be an island, right? Yeah. Okay.
So we aren't going to rush her outside
there's
and look
no-
underneath, see if the gold's down
Well,
there.
yeah.
Because it probably ain't going to be there.
I was planning to do that anyway, but we're not near window. There's no windows at this end, right?
Not in this room. Oh, come on. Let's take a look at it.
The room above us has.
The room above it had it, and this is captain's quarters, so I think it would make sense. They didn't draw any portals, but I would think that as the captain's quarters, I would think they would have portals in here.
Okay. So I would kind of want to go look outside and see if I can see.
Yeah.
Is there a huge pile of gold on the bottom of the lake?
And in my mind, I was thinking yes. I don't think it was one pile because as the gold comes down, it gets caught by the undersea currents and and so you.
Oh, but we're right on the bottom.
He'd make me go back to. You're propped up on rocks, and so this ass end is sticking out. So, somewhat. There's 10s, 20s of feet toward the bottom, perhaps right where that was.
Okay. So you might say, okay, the gold is down there, so I guess that room was somewhere else in this
Adjacent.
building.
Whether it's whether it's a magical space or what. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like we were in a bag of holding.
Yeah. So don't
Just
hang me
happened
up
to
on
have the edge.
don't hang me up on all these bag of holdings and bag of holdings things.
I will get us to the astral plane.
Yeah, because if you took your bag of holding
Somehow.
into that room, that was a bag of holding, then you would have definitely blown up.
I was really hoping Ta would accidentally put your hat in it at one point.
And Todd had no reason to.
No, so-
Unless you had manufactured it.
Unless when Ta died, they decided to store it in the bag of holding.
That's up to the new owner.
Oh, I would.
So-
I'm pretty sure I kept it on me.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? You think this is a building or a ship of some sort? Or
Pretty sure it's a sailing ship that's crashed.
There's no sails. So how does it work?
I don't know. I'd say I gotta ask them questions.
We'll start asking.
And with that, Olaf's going to sit down and start ritually casting comprehend languages.
All right, that gives us 10 minutes to talk about treasure items.
Yeah, well, so I guess before we leave that subject and go there, I guess to me it would be reasonable that Olak. I don't know if Olak would know it's his ship, but I could find it reasonable that he would suspect something is up, and then through the comprehend languages or whatever, he might, find out more.
he made a good point. The controls in the window up front made him think
I don't
it's
know,
a vessel that moves.
Well, and
I
I mean, how many castles or temples have we ever been in where it's got, to your point, this much metal and this much zappy stuff and spinny things, and it's like this is not a typical palace. So
Gwen probably has some insight.
Glenn might.
Glowing.
Yeah.
As what?
Glenn.
A large metal thing that can fly.
I've been in, yes. Was that glowing that was in that, or was it Phil?
That was Glenn.
It was going because you
Grinka.
had your DNA mixed up.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And you haven't played Phil in a long time.
So this looks a lot like that ship that took off.
Yes, I think that's a good point, and I think Gloin of any of us would be the one who had seen like controls like this before. Like certainly, like Shimber wouldn't walk into that room and say, "Oh, this is a control room for driving the ship."
So-
I mean, like that is.
So some of us think it's a building. Some of us think it's a ship, and you think it's a ship that flies in the sky.
I've seen something like this that was a ship that could fly in the sky.
These engines are not the same, but look very similar to the engines that you had that puzzle in.
Just be thankful it just didn't all of a sudden take off and with us, and we had just so much time to get out, like it did the last time. We barely made it.
It's metal. How is it going to fly? That's just
How's it going to float?
magic.
All right.
Okay. So those big things
Completely
with the
different.
lightning coming out of them make the magic. Is that what you're
I mean,
saying?
if I had to guess.
Well, there's other big things in here too.
Though considering how frantically they're all moving around, I don't think they work right.
Uh-huh. If they can't figure out how to make it work right, how are we?
Do we want to tie ourselves to something that doesn't work right?
Why
It
might
be
it?
that they just don't know how to fix it.
Why might
For all
it?
we know, they're not capable.
Why might it not be working right?
Because it's stuck on the rocks. I don't know. Ruckus isn't necessarily buying that this thing's supposed to. He even swam around it, right? So he saw it as a big tube sitting on some rocks.
Wedged in between rocks.
Yeah. So
Did he see? Did you see any propellers? Or?
We
we know what that is?
No, I don't. I think I said there weren't any.
Would we know
About a
what one?
rudder.
Now rudder we recognize.
Remember we talked about the caterpillar drive.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's true. A rudder he would have recognized if it had one. But I wouldn't know.
If you think of them as more like jet engines on either side, wouldn't necessarily require a rudder.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
It's like a river steamboat.
no rudders, no sails.
Then how's it moved?
Well, yeah, but unless it's magical. We've all seen magic things that can.
Yeah, like
Levitate
that,
and
like
fly,
that ship
I
took
suppose.
off. I mean, it left a trail of exhaust behind or something behind it. That if we'd been any closer, it would have killed us.
Nuclear
So I
weapons.
suppose it could be a big big magical fish that swims under the water. I suppose, like I do when I'm a shark. But boy, I'm having trouble getting my brain around it.
I mean, even if it doesn't move, which, I mean, I agree, does seem a little bit of a stretch, but I like the idea. It obviously is supposed to do something. Why is there a room that looks like a area to control things from? And why are there a bunch of things from the plane of... Crap, what's it called? Mechatronis?
Mechanus.
Would I know what that is? Mechanus? Would I know what mechanics is? from
Yeah,
my,
because
yeah, like,
you caught a glimpse of the Tome of Mechanus, remember? And so you
yes, that's right.
and so you have this you had a vision of it, but then the details of it were lost to you, and as they were being revealed to you slowly over time.
Okay.
So, Noah, what does Varinka think, or is she just smitten with her new boyfriend?
I personally, I think that this is a strange place, and it's worth investigating and figuring out. If just only that we have a portal here that we can go and store stuff in. I mean, we got this huge portal now where we just had that battle. We can use that as a storage.
It's obviously very well defended. There's not a lot of ships here without crews. So people don't know about it unless they lie to bring people here. There's over at Chimber.
Yeah, you'd have to figure out a way to hide the hole we came down through under some ice or something. But if you wanted it to be your
I don't even know if you need
Your
to
cold
do that.
storage.
We just need to
There's a hatch
take
to it.
the plates with us.
There are other people here.
yeah.
You have the 3 kids and the urn.
Ernie.
The kids are getting kicked off. Go
I mean,
play
they
with your
might
other toys.
want to leave.
Well, yeah. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Well, they came from somewhere because that's
They
their
have-
rowboat out
They
there.
have their boat.
Oh. But they were. Ernie at least was working for Xerxes, right?
Right.
He talked about serving
Yeah.
Xerxes food.
Mm-hmm.
I say we give Olak 24 hours to figure out this thing.
So I said last week that Shimber said, well, we're leaving tomorrow morning. So I figure kind of stick with that. Until new developments.
That's Shimber's.
That's Shimber's opinion.
Shimber's opinion.
Yeah, and explore what you want
You got,
to.
well,
but-
you got what you came here for.
right, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, you could talk. Well, before we do that, maybe let's go ahead and recap. We'll go through our items here. Okay. So kind of changing speed a little bit, and then we'll come back to this after we do that. Okay. So I gave a rundown of the treasure, and before we get too far, there was the sum of the gold that I converted to gold for the crew. Let's see if I can bring that up here. I have it here. So I didn't bring it there. I can get it fast enough. Going to my YouTube video, in the notes of the YouTube video, I gave the list of all the items and a link to the item. Ooh, it says I'm live. Look at that. That's cool. It's going to get one of those paradoxes. Treasure.
It's a video about a video about a video.
All right. So the sum of the gold, converting all the coins and gems into gold coins. Noel, I came up with 3,115 gold pieces. Noel, acknowledge.
Okay, yep.
All right.
3,115 gold person.
All right. And then from there, if we went to the map and we looked at the map, if we go back into, did I take it off? No, there it is, treasure room. Let's activate that. And so I just went through this picture and I tried to say what is everything. So I called this an old portal. And right there, starting with that was the Iron Lute of Mockery. And I can bring these up all again and talk through them each if you want.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because it had a lot of cool. Shimber would definitely want to snag that.
Yeah,
one.
especially for Mr. Bard. Are we limiting to one apiece?
Well, in my video, I was just trying to get you to respond. So the people that respond get first dibs on one item, and then they can negotiate the others.
How many did you live?
Well, you did too, though. There's a number of things, but you're really interested, so you get dibs on the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if there's no objections, Shimber can have the Iron Lute of Mockery. I love the idea. I love vicious mockery anyway. So to have a little more of that in the game, that's great. The Cobra was just a gold Cobra. Varinka, or Noel, said he was interested in the Crystal Dodecahedron. And this is a item of my own design. Just shatter the crystal to change any one roll to a natural 20. It's a one-time use thing. And so, Varinka, unless someone objects, you get that item. I'm going to take that as a yes. The next thing was a Chieftain's Headdress. And nobody claimed this. The Chieftain's Headdress.
That has your name written all over it.
A colorful headdress only to be worn by those who have earned the right and honor to formal recognition by their people.
And it only applies to one of us.
This headdress has 3 charges. I did not design these. Most of these. I did not design most of these. All right. So this was some in D&D Beyond. You can look at other homebrew magic items, and this is one of those. Headdress has 3 charges. While you're wearing the headdress and are tuned to it, you can have a bonus action to combat commands. the last one I thought was pretty cool. Spend 3 charges. All allies within 20 feet of you have advantage on the next attack roll. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that was the Chieftain's Headdress.
What was the loot? Was iron loot? Or?
It was Iron Loot of Mockery. You should be able to find that in the... If you link through me, I'm thinking you ought to be able to find it. If you don't, I can send it to you. The next one was 4 doses of Potion of Water Breathing. I guess that's the first one Strider called dibs on, but I don't know if that's the one you want to ultimately call dibs on. That one seems like a party item, really, to me.
Which one was that?
The water breathing, Potion of Water Breathing.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, too. You don't need it.
So Strider, you can have it unless somebody objects, or if that's the one you most want.
Well, upon reflection,
You can,
I'm willing to let that go with an eye towards the one of the +1 swords.
yeah.
Because the water breathing, I thought would be. I was like, okay, that'd be cool, but listen to the guys. I'm like, well, wait. I could wild shape into something that can handle water, so that they're not. It's not as advantageous as that. So I will defer that to get a better weapon.
Yeah, so I think everyone can agree that he gets one of the +1 swords. I don't know that anyone would argue with you.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them.
Well, there's 2. And there was another sword that Narthak claimed. And then there's also the Giant Slayer thing, right? So so we'll just put the 4 doses of water breathing in.
Back in the.
So we want to claim that, or we put it in where who's going to carry it, or are we going to put it in the bag of holding?
I mean, okay, there's 6 of us, right?
Yes.
Seems like the 2 that can breathe underwater would pass, and then 1 dose to all of us that can't.
Well, the doses are all in one
Good to have
bottle.
it.
It's in one container.
Oh, okay.
As we
Well,
slide.
then maybe we give it to one of the people that can breathe underwater so they can administer doses if need be.
Where was that bottle? Oh, right here. Here's the bottle.
So yeah, with that in mind, I think it would make sense for
Shimber would make sense that he would have it.
Or,
Varinka might make sense that she would carry it. Well, but like you said, it would make sense for our shark friend to carry it, so that they can administer it to the people that can't.
If we're suddenly tossed into water, I suppose. Okay.
I mean, we were tossed into water like a week ago.
So, Ruckus is going to carry it. Settled. So then the next thing here in the list is Alejandro's bag of marvelous marbles. It was, again, this was not my creation. And so basically marbles that make noise, like time bomb marble noise makers. And then the last one that says emits, this was, the glowing marbles emit bright light out to a range of 20 feet and dim light out to a 20. That is some bright marble. If my 20-sided dice is a marble and it produces 20 feet of bright light, that's like this whole room. Like, don't put it right here because that's too bright.
It's the cantrip light, basically.
Oh, or dancing, except for they don't move. If you want to move them, you have to
cast
your
cantrip light on an object and toss it out there.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so it's uncommon. It's not hugely. Who would like to carry these? Or you can just throw them back.
Maybe this is, or maybe it's something that the robot can carry.
In his hand?
He doesn't have a compartment.
You'd have to talk to his creator.
Does he have a cup holder?
Olak.
I don't.
You didn't
I'm gonna
create a
have to
cup holder
look at
for
an
it?
image here. I'm not sure about the hands.
A bread basket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think
What
of
were
that.
you thinking?
You'd
Not
probably-
thinking.
No, he'd probably have like hooks for his weapons or something, you know, that he could carry around.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think there'd be a good spot for Minnie to carry them. At least not in this form.
Who's really? Is there someone who's really good at being stealthy in our group? Because that could be handy. Like if you were sneaking around, you wanted to throw some distractions down the stairs or something, you know.
I am not stealthy.
Shimber has
Strider?
good stealth, but
He's +6. Proficient.
He is, or you are?
I am.
Yeah, you want him? I think they found fun just to screw around with people, but
That's exactly what they are.
Perfect distraction. Right?
Yep.
Shimber's good at a lot of things, though. His lowest bonus is a +2. And that's on Arcana, Investigation, History, and Religion.
Who's taking the marbles?
it's for all the marbles.
And I guess a part of it is, like, I don't know if we're going to end up splitting the party, and because if they end up, figuring out the submarine and going off that way, then,
Yeah,
like,
I got some things if we do that.
what's the point of giving Shimber all of it if... and that's part of it. Like, I mean,
you have to tell us about what Shimmer's going to do. If
Shimber would say Shimber has a ship. Why would Shimber give up his ship?
yeah.
Excuse
Don't
me?
give up the ship.
All right, so that's new information to these guys, right?
Well, I thought we established that
You didn't
Shimber.
establish anything.
Shimber believes.
Shimmer can believe what he wants.
Shipper a recurring character, or is he actually like in the opening credits now?
You know what we'll do? We'll just keep this ship and we'll burn yours. to
As
the
of 2 hours
water.
ago, I came to the realization that Shimmer's not going to want. If you guys take this ship, he's not going to want to leave his crew.
Yeah, Shimber has a crew. He has a wife.
Yeah.
So, and a ship. And you know what? Why would you give that
Now
up?
you could have changed my mind, right?
Yeah, I thought that was the whole group, and I misunderstood it. I thought you were telling them that,
no.
we would.
That was just to you,
Yeah.
giving you the option.
I think it would be fun to go to Waterdeep and play out the rest of that.
Yeah.
So, whether or not we keep the crew together.
Marbles.
So,
If
So-
nobody's going to take the marbles, I'll take them.
All right. Vrick has the marbles. Then we have this anti-magic bag. Anti-magic bag. The bag isn't detectable by detect magic, and the item inside of it isn't detected by. It basically has the piece of a beholder's eye in there, and it nullifies anything that goes in there. It's no longer magical while it's in the bag. I can think of a huge, great use for that back in Fortitude.
I'm also thinking of the helm. Like, if we actually get our hands on the helm, it might be very useful to put it in the bag so that nobody can detect us.
The hell?
The what?
The helm, isn't that what we're trying to go after?
Oh, yeah, with the masks. The dragon masks. Right?
Well, yeah, I was speaking of the helm, but yeah, it would
What's
be good for anything like that.
Well, I don't know what the helm is. It's not coming to me.
Isn't that the dragons, the helm of dragons or something like that?
Okay. Yeah, it's actually, I think it's the dragon mask. So they combine they use all these dragon masks to summon Tiamat, right? I think that's what you're thinking of. No matter.
Horn. There's a horn. The horn.
Oh, the Drakhorn.
Drakhorn. Yeah, that's what I was
Oh.
thinking. Sorry,
Yes.
got us all distracted.
Yeah. Yeah. So there could be any number of uses for it, right?
Yeah.
Who would like to carry that?
I do not think Olak should. That's way too close to a bag of holding for comfort.
Story-wise, seems Shiver should claim some stuff, but not saying this necessarily.
for the armor? Who's most likely to get fried by Gloin's dragon?
Well, you're skipping ahead. We're talking about
I'm
the
doing multiple things.
anti-magic.
Oh, the anti-magic bag.
Yeah. Who's getting that?
Who would have the most?
It's going to be a long night, guys, if we take this long on every single item.
Nobody claims it. I'll carry it.
Rinka's got it. We need to be quicker on these things. That was the anti-magic bag. And we're to the lamp, which we had a dibs. This is basically Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion inside of the lamp. And so we're giving that to Ruckus, unless there's huge. I gave him dibs anyway. Mm-hmm. There's a +1 shield. Olak, you had called dibs on that.
I mean, I would like it, but the Dragon Slayer sword is what I will actually call dibs on.
Oh, actually, yeah. All right, but I don't hear anyone else. Anyone else want the shield? He wants the the Giant Slayer sword first.
I didn't remember the shield getting mentioned in
the shield.
What is the shield?
I might be the only one that actually uses a shield.
Well, no. Gloin does.
Uses a shield, but
and
Strider does.
Strider uses a shield. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've already got a 17 AC.
I don't.
What are you at, Mr. Strider?
16.
You probably need it more than me.
All right, shield's going
I'm
to
at
Strider.
20 already, so this is just...
You're at what already?
Did we do the crown with crystals?
No.
The crown.
Number 7.
But it wasn't magical, was it?
It wasn't magical.
No. But...
He might still want it as a ruse.
Yeah.
Shimber could definitely sell that.
Shimmer gets it. Go.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, I didn't put it in my list because it wasn't magical. Strider got the shield. Mm-hmm. Our first +1 sword. I wish I could do a good voice, where the auctioneer's voice.
Oh, yeah.
So we have our first +1 sword. We have 2 +1 swords in the mix. We have the one.
One went to Strider already.
Yeah, one went to Strider, who has the other one, and we said, Olak, you're gonna get the Giant Slayer longsword. All right. We have. You good? Get a +1 sword.
Giant Slayer. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get in.
And Olak gets the Giant Slayer longsword. We have the Indie hat, which was the Archaeologist's fedora.
That one's strong. +2 bonus to attacks and damage rolls.
And with a whip, right?
Oh, made with
But Ruckus did kind of stumble onto that in the room and was interested in it.
Yeah, and then the Crystal Skull of Augury.
It's kind of, but if they're a set, okay.
Oh, it's worth having. It's not
Ruckus?
something you're going to be using
Yeah.
a lot, but
Yeah.
Any objectives to give him to Ruckus?
no, I think that's fair.
All right. Hat and skull go to
A
Ruckus.
shark with a fedora. Wow.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yeah.
Nice.
There's a carpet of flying that. Oh, Shimmer.
No, Ken.
Oh,
Yeah.
Olak kind of wanted.
Yeah.
Any
Oh,
object?
no. That'll be fun. No, Olak's too heavy to use it. His armor's too heavy.
Oh.
Anyone else?
Weight limp?
Yeah.
I mean, Shimber will use it in his
Well,
captain
I've got armor
quarters.
too, so...
Going to Shimber.
His captain quarters needs decoration.
It's going to Shimber. That was carpet the chalice of the hero's feast. That was a 3-use thing, but then it's made of solid gold, so it's.
You said it was a 3 foot by 5 foot, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
It's a small one. Chalice of Heroes Feast. Who's going to take that? Are we throwing
That's intrigued by it. He'll hang on to it.
Olak, take it. The Dragon Guard breastplate. Strider wanted that. A Crown of the Forest. Crown of the Forest.
Oh, it's just see through.
Oh yeah, this was the Emperor's New Clothes thing. So basically, while wearing the crown, a character automatically fails intelligence investigation checks made to see through an illusion. So you give it to somebody, you do illusion, and they fail their check to see through the illusion. But if they touch illusion, it's still revealed. However, the character wearing the crown has such a strong sense that illusion is real that they may not know which of their senses to believe, even if they do touch it. All right, this crown is closely examined by a character who succeeds a DC 20 check or detect magic. They would also discover it. So it's another fluff item. It's another highly situational.
And that kind of seems like a ruckus thing, because he could try to pass it off to someone.
Ruckus thing or a Shimber thing.
Or a Shimber thing.
Yeah. It's not good for you, but it could be.
Well, I think I
awesome.
have minor illusion too. So I could make an illusion, and then
You give them
on
this.
the next turn I could voodoo them to believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, Shimber would take it if Ruckus.
I already got a hat. Have at it.
Okay.
And I don't know if are we dishing things out fairly evenly here?
We have
Boyne hasn't taken
Is
anything
Boyne-
yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he doesn't want anything.
He wants the gold.
He doesn't even care about gold.
No.
A
we
dwarf
have
that doesn't care about gold?
we have a +1 sword. Our other +1 sword.
It's custom. I can't really take it anyways.
Got an axe and a hammer.
Yeah, but you never use them. You always cast spells anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, somebody can put it in their inventory and sell it later. You don't have to always keep these things, right?
I'll stick it in the bag of holding with the other +1 longsword.
All right.
Carrying around.
And then finally, a clay pot that's full of green slime.
That would sound kind of fun.
That seems like an amazing thing that someone needs to take.
And it is. We
It's
know
a-
what it is.
It's a green slime grenade.
That's exactly what it is.
I don't know. Does anyone here encountered green slime before that they would recognize it?
Nope.
You just stick your dagger in there and it dissolves as you push it in.
Oops.
What?
Somebody has to carry it. Last item. Come on, someone.
Green slime pot.
Ruckus?
Okay.
Ruckus has got it. Now, be careful. Just pay attention. Look at the items and make sure you can only attune to 3 things. Not everything in this list was required attunement, but a couple of them did. Okay.
You know how D&D Beyond has broken it out between like your equipment, your backpack, and all that. It treats the carpet of flying as one of those as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I think you can put stuff in.
It's basically a floating disc that's always
Oh,
out.
okay,
Like,
it'll just
put
follow you
stuff
around.
in, yeah, it'll just
Yeah. I'm just putting everything in my component pouch just so I can keep it all if I can find it again.
All right. So we're now back to our story of your language language ritual is done for Olak, and we're back to our screen here.
And if something does require attunement, how does that take a while or a long rest or something?
Long rest, I think.
Short rest, actually.
Short rest.
And you said you can only be attuned to
3 things. There's actually in D&D Beyond they have a place for you to put your attuned items.
yeah, down to the
If
very
you're
bottom.
not attuned to something that needs it,
attunement,
you'll
there we
notice
go.
that despite equipping it, the bonuses won't apply.
choose an item for the right. Okay, but there aren't more items on the right, so maybe none of those need it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
if it's not popping up on the right side, then it doesn't require attunement.
If I have it in the right place.
Which the Crown of the Forest is in the magic item list. Like I could
Good.
find it, but I can't add it to
Hmm.
Shimber for whatever reason.
But the lamp talks about the attuned user, blah blah blah, in the description.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that is one I made, so maybe I didn't do it right. But that one does require attunement to the owner, so you'll have to figure that out.
Okay.
I can probably tweak it.
It's like a check mark when you create a magic item.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Jin's lamp of magnificent. You link to it.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know. If you look through
Oh,
there, it does.
attune. There we go. Doink.
Thank you. Good. That was a pretty cool one. But now that you have the ship, I don't know if it's as necessary. Olak. Talk me Talk to me.
All right, so I've cast Comprehend Languages. Probably had to restart it a few times as people kept talking about magic items, and my concentration is broken. But eventually, for the next hour, I'll be able to understand all the chirpings that the monodrones are doing, and then I'm hoping through Mini I'll be able to at least figure out what's wrong, because it's obvious they're trying to fix something, considering they drafted Mini the moment they saw him.
Yeah. So ask your questions.
So, what is this structure? Would be the first one.
Yeah. So Xerxes' ship.
All right. What is broken?
Propulsion devices overheating due to lack of movement. Overloading. Must reduce stress. Click.
Okay. Why does a propulsion device not move it?
Don't know.
And then, can we shut down the electricity thing that keeps zapping us?
And they look to each other, and the big one moves over to a control panel, and I'm picturing like an R2-D2 arm kind of extends out from its chest and touches a button, and the whirring stops.
Should have asked that a lot earlier. Okay. So here's what I got. They say it's Xerxes' ship. So I feel like I should have made a bet with someone that it was a ship. And they're saying the propulsion device is overheating because the ship's not moving fast enough. Or something like that. When Ruckus was out, or when you're out doing your swimming around thing, was the ship stuck on something, like wedged between?
Well, it was like,
Or
yeah,
were we,
well,
sitting on the floor?
no, it was like it looked like a ship jammed between two rocks. I guess.
Pretty large hills, if you would.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, I doubt we could pick it up.
No.
I'm gonna say that if we can maybe rake it loose, the ship's probably working well enough to just work on its own. I think they're just trying to make it better,
You think?
to try to break it free.
Big lover.
It's big enough I can move a mountain.
Yeah.
Well, because we towed this ship between the two of us, but that was just in open water. It wasn't stuck.
Correct.
We didn't have to pick it up.
Right.
I mean, I'm thinking more we try to, lift it up slightly if it's wedged in there, or we,
How?
get rid of the rocks that it's wedged between.
Now, okay, if we've got some magical way to levitate it or to make the rocks disappear, maybe
I mean, disappear. I mean,
blow up the rocks where
can't-
it's stuck.
Can't one of us modify rocks, something like that?
Do you have move earth or something like that?
Oh,
Shape earth.
I thought someone had mold earth.
Shape
hang on.
water.
Ooh, that might work.
Yeah, if you could shape the water to lift it up, because I'm sure that's how
Yeah.
physics works.
I have mold earth. Shapes, colors. Make a 5-foot hole in a hurry.
Does it work in rock?
Yeah. Just
It's earth, not.
remove the rock.
Choose a
that's-
portion of dirt or stone.
That's
Stone,
jammed
okay.
up against.
I think that's probably tell them we're going to try to break it free, and then they'll do their best, and then we work on the rocks for a little bit and see if we can get them out of the way, or Glenn could do some fireballs.
So we recently came into possession of a potion that could let you breathe underwater if you want to go for a swim and go try to bibbly bobbly boop the rock
Is
away.
it a cantrip or a spell?
Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's a.
I wonder.
Where is it? No, hang on. No, Mold Earth is a cantrip.
Okay. But it's only 5 foot cube at a time, so it's going to take a while.
Take a while.
Yeah.
My other problem with this, don't shoot me. What are the attributes? How are you casting the spell?
Well, let's see. Does the potion say you could talk underwater or just
Via
breathe?
bubbles.
Let's see.
No, shape water is somatic. I don't need to speak.
So is Mold Earth.
You can breathe underwater. It just says breathe. Doesn't say you can speak.
If somatic is somatic, or is that the hand
There,
waving?
there's a V is the verbal, isn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
then it doesn't have
Oh.
that.
Oh, well,
So
there you
Mold
go.
Earth is wave the hands.
Okay, I didn't know.
That's
There's a
No,
lot.
that's a good ask. That's fair.
Many of them
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, but it's a cantrip,
Yeah.
and it's semantic, which is more
Yeah.
hand waving than no verbal component.
Yeah. And as they start pressing buttons,
Well, and how deep are we? Because it says I can do that. The range is 30 feet. So, I mean, if we were, depending on how deep we are, I might not need the potion. I guess is my point. Not that it wouldn't be good to have
Well,
it,
but
I
even
don't
the top
think
depth
this is.
underwater.
I don't think this part of the sea is all that deep. I mean, when you look at the picture here, the ruins don't seem that far down.
but right.
So I'm thinking like maybe 100 feet to the bottom, and we're probably these two mounds are probably up 40, 50 feet. And remember, the top of this thing is protruding out of the top of the water.
Right.
So and if this whole vessel is, I don't know, 50, not even, right? The entryway had that stairway coming down that leads you to think that's probably a good 20 feet, probably in that one room at least. And then the rest of the room, if they have even 10-foot ceilings, plus a little in between, so it's at least 30, I'd say at least 30, probably like 40 to 50 feet tall at best. So it's probably, where the bottom is wedged in, it's probably 40 to 50 feet down. But you're able to go underneath the water. Strider can swim, I'm sure.
I mean, if we really want to do this, if we want to try to make this thing mobile, then it'd be worth one charge of that potion to do it.
I mean, we're going against a horde of dragons. If we
Yeah.
end
If
up
you're-
having to fight them on a sea,
Does your mold earth work on rock?
Well, that's what I'm looking at. If to be fair and true, so it says you choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range, but you manipulate it in one of the following ways. If you target an area of your loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate it. Well, that's not where we're at. You can cause shapes, colors, or both to appear in dirt or stone, spelling out words, creating images, shaping patterns. Changes last for an hour. If the dirt or stone you target is on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain. So, I don't know that this is going to do exactly what we want, because we're moving
It says
dirt.
you can make it excavatable. Wasn't that the first thing? You make it so that
If it's loose earth to
If
begin
it's
with.
loose earth, you can instantly excavate it to move it along the ground and deposit it 5 feet away. So, loose earth, which we may not be facing here, we're talking about rocks, right? So it's not loose earth, so I don't know that applies. I'm trying to be straight here. And then
the other two don't.
the other
writing,
two, the other two,
yeah.
making shapes
looks like
and
you
stuff.
could smooth it out a little, maybe, but
Yeah, but is that really going to get us where
Yeah.
we want to go? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
so
'cause
I
I
think
think I remember another spell. I think there is like a shaped stone or moved
Yeah.
stone.
there are
Or-
spells like that, but I don't.
That's for
If we're going to play it straight, I don't
stone.
have that in my list right now. It's something
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
have, but so Now,
I mean, we did say we were gonna give ourselves like 24 hours to try this. So if it's say we come back, like we try the mold earth, and if it's not loose enough dirt, then we come back tomorrow with some better prepared spells.
Can you change yours overnight?
that I don't know. The other thing to consider is what if I were to try to take the earth, because again the whole bottom isn't rock, right? So is there value in taking earth away from around those rocks, taking away their support such that they move on their own? Different level of excavation, but if I
5 feet at a time, yeah.
I mean 5 foot squares.
I mean, that might be all you need is 5 feet.
Or
I don't know how well this is.
Because not only that, let's keep in mind too, if the ship is sitting on these rocks, there's weight on them, right? And if I take away their support, will the ship squash them loose or squish itself loose? I don't know.
Depends how much rock is under the dirt.
Yeah, right.
Can you move the dirt under the ship to pick it up off the rocks? I don't know.
Oh,
We don't know how much space is underneath.
Now, so I like that. So we'll put it to the DM. So if we whip out my new favorite, which is, let's go back there, Bones of the Earth, where I bring up my 6 stone pillars from the ground and push the ship
Oh,
up.
well, now you're talking. You got
boy.
you got hydraulic jacks. That's
They
what
poke
we need.
holes through the hole.
Well, do it slowly if you can.
And the water starts rushing.
Yeah. Hello! Crap! Whoops.
Food for thought.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And
That's-
that is verbal and semantic, but I could do that from above, right? I mean, I can say, hey, in this space, call up these.
Oh yeah, 120
This is
feet.
exactly the type of conversation I want. Creative ways to do this, and then we'll figure out how long it takes you
That's
Right.
cool.
and how
I like that
effective
one.
you are.
I do like it.
I mean, just from the visual, I kind of like the,
Wait, how
pillars of the
tall are
earth
they?
pushing it up.
Because
I mean, Olaf's
it's up
still
100
convinced that
feet in
it's
the
a
air.
ship.
Oh shit!
I want to hear what Ken's saying.
Sorry.
Olaf's convinced that it's still a ship that should be, on top of the ocean. He doesn't get that it's a submarine type thing, so something that pushes it up to the surface makes a lot of sense.
So, how long is your comprehend language? Is that an hour?
It's an hour, and then, I mean, it's a ritual, though, so he can recast. Well, it takes 10 minutes plus an action to recast.
So,
Please get it off of the.
you've turned off the propulsion devices.
Yeah, we'd have to,
What other things do you want to learn or ask them?
well, how to control it would be a good one, but that's we should have a plan on how to break it free first.
I
It seems
think
like we
you
do,
want
so-
to know both, because if they break it free, you might want to know how to control it.
Oh, yeah, no, plan to break it free, not that it's been broken free.
So you communicate this plan with the Modrons that you're going to try to break it free.
Yep.
Of course you do.
And some key things I'd be asking are, where should we push, in order to not break things? Because
I don't know
sailing ships.
they're not going to really know the answer to that question.
Where are the blueprints? I want to know where the bulkheads are.
Yeah, but I mean, you go outside, it's obvious where the ship is wedged in the rocks. So, and when you talked about navigation, they would let you know that they are able to navigate the ship.
And
Can we just tell you where to go, and then they'll take us there?
Well, yeah, you give them a direction, a heading, and they would be able to take you there. Yeah.
so, Olak, in your conversations with them, everything works other than the fact that it's stuck on the rocks? We get it off the rocks, it goes?
Yeah, it's basically, a sea-cooled engine, and we're stuck idling at a stoplight.
you're idling now. Before you were trying to move and it was spinning its wheels more or
What
less.
does an idol have to do with it? There's an idol that makes the magic go? What?
You know when you have a wheel and you can take off the wagon and it's spinning, and you can take off the thing that's engaging the grinder for like the wheat and stuff. That's what he's talking about.
What does that have to do with idols?
Your water wheel's working all the time,
Yeah,
unless your river's dried up.
the water wheel's always spinning.
Yeah, where does the
Unless
idol
you-
come in?
The idol is you take off the you're being good for you. Good for you.
I have an archaeologist hat. I want to know where the idol is. It didn't come with a whip, by the way, did it?
No.
Dang. Gotta find one.
Yes. So that you give them directions, they'll be take you, and so they can control the ship. It's just wedged, and then so they've turned off the engines. They've turned off the.
So I guess maybe, in talking to Strider about this, I think it makes sense. I would go be a shark and like swim around and maybe sort of point to him of
Yeah.
where I think he
your
should.
audience will love that.
Where
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
what audience?
When you come out of the porthole to jump in the water,
They've been staring at the porthole
they're
for
waiting.
the last half a day.
Well, they're waiting for you to come out.
They're capping
How long
holes
have we been
down there.
going?
A few hours.
And the entire crew is staring at that hole of the water.
But I guarantee they are watching
There are
it.
probably some.
You dive in as you into the water. Under the water, you change.
Okay, there you go.
Having drunk a slug of the potion if you want, just to be. Okay.
Wasted.
You can hold your breath underwater for like
Yeah.
a silly 5,
It's like
6.
a minute, I think.
No, it's based on. I'd have to look it up, but it's a much longer time
It's
than
a
you.
long time, yeah.
A longer time than you would think would be comfortable.
So yeah, so I would maybe swim around and look, and then come back up as Ruckus and sort of there.
Yeah,
there.
based on the position we say it's about
Yeah.
this space in the boat.
Sorry, Ken was trying to say something.
Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, was I? Sorry.
No, I think you're talking about the
Oh,
breathing underwater.
All right. Yeah, it's a little bit irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go scope it out. Sure. Okay. I've heard one person's plan for how he's going to help. Leonard, do you have any thoughts about this whole plan?
I don't have anything to shape stone or anything. I don't know that my fire breath works underground. I don't know what it would do against stone, but I don't know if I'm strong enough to break things.
Well, we're hoping his.
Do you have a
thing can-
burrow speed
Burrow speed.
oh.
on your on your gold dragon?
Yeah.
I can look it up probably faster than you
Then
can.
what?
Really?
Make
You
him
think
go back
so?
now. Or are they just there?
Let's see here.
I have a swim speed, a flight speed. No burrow speed. Can breathe air and water.
So, like the ice dragon, they could create tunnels of. Remember, he could go through the ice like it was nothing, right?
Yeah, but that
That's
was that a legendary action or was that one of his?
That was a
But he's an
move.
adult dragon.
It was a movement type. Yeah.
I have fire breath, weakening breath, claw, bite, melty attack, and Fabius can breathe air and water. That doesn't say anything about that. Speed, a fly speed, and a swim speed.
Doesn't say that it can.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think that's.
Gold dragons don't have it.
Well, it makes sense for a white dragon to be able to burrow through ice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what dragon would be able to burrow through earth, though.
Maybe a green dragon. I don't know.
A stone dragon?
I don't think that exists.
I am the great stone dragon.
Be funny to make one up, though, wouldn't it? Given the skills of a mole.
No, no. Can you transform into something that has a burrow speed?
Ooh.
Wow. Who else can transform into things?
I can.
But can they swim
Do you want that?
like a badger?
giant
Most
badger.
mammals can swim.
Yeah, but we're talking about going underwater.
Swim underwater and then burrow.
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, your idea of pillars are better. Shimber is going to say you guys are crazy. Go back up to the ship, probably. Right. You prepare them to leave in the morning. And Varinka, what are your thoughts on this matter? Noel?
I'm willing to try to do anything with the shape water to create currents to dislodge it. That would be my contribution.
So I can see the dragon and the shark putting their back into it while the stone pillars are going up, and Varinka is manipulating the water. Am I forgetting anyone?
If she can shape water, can she shape it like? I don't know if a way helps.
I'm thinking that you might want so that when those stone pillars come up, there's some cushion there, so it doesn't just try to pierce.
Right.
It's
more of a push.
because I'm thinking it's time to start making some checks here as you do this, and I would start with Strider, and I would give you an Arcana check, and this isn't necessarily you fail. This is more like, how many times does it take you to cast this before you feel confident that it's going to do what you want it to do without damaging. So as you cast it, those stone pillars erupt from the bottom of the floor, and as they're doing it, it's coming up so fast. You're like, nope, stop, and you. So,
But that's going to be a real conundrum, because that is a 6th level spell that I only have 1 slot for. So
we give you all the help we can give you.
And it does say, you
I'm
notice,
thinking,
it says,
so Strider, I would tell you, I think I can create like a lattice of ice that could create like a cushion for the pillars when they hit. It'll break as it gets closer, as it presses.
you guys.
It'll crush under the thrust,
Well, it doesn't
and
have
it'll
to hit
still
the ship
push.
directly. We could have it come up, hit it at an angle, kind of pushing it.
yeah. But
I think
Christian noticed it said
Olak
up.
could put a floating disc under one to kind of cushion the blow. It'll fail pretty quickly, but it would cushion at least one of the pillars.
Good.
Christian noticed it says up to 30 feet, which implies he can control,
how
at least when it stops. I don't know if he can control the speed, but
So, also, you have days. You don't have to do this on your first attempt. You could spend an extra night here. You could spend all week here.
I was also going to say,
You will be
He's
marooned.
He's
You're
coming to
leaving?
leave.
Well,
Okay, let's get something clear here. As far as we're concerned, this is not your ship. And you better be careful you take off with my ship, and we'll just burn it to the water line and see where you are then.
Burn the
Mr.
whole,
Floating in the water.
kill the whole crew.
Uh-huh. That crew
He's
ain't
a-
nothing to me.
He's a
Glenn's
dragon.
turning
He can
evil
go
here.
rescue each crew member.
Leonard
You know,
is
one
a
at- one
dragon
at
that
burn
just
if you
killed
want.
one of his team members and is recovering from a week-long drunk. And he's full of guilt and anger, and he's very not happy.
And he won't feel more guilty by killing an entire crew.
Don't be pissing me off.
he's round the bend.
okay. So, I'm thinking you sleep on it
Blind snap.
tonight, right? It's already
Broken.
this in my mind. It's early evening that night of, because I think we said we found it in the late afternoon, and then you had time in there doing the whole Xertes thing.
And add to the checklist to get the teapot and the kids off before we try any of this, in case we
Oh
screw it
yeah,
up.
we gotta
Sink the
make
thing.
sure we don't kill them.
I think the teapot will be fine.
I don't know. Does there any flow?
Yeah, so the kids, you explain what they're doing, and it's like they don't. What are you talking about? We're gonna do something to the ship, and it's not safe for you. Go hang out on your rowboat.
Well, they came from somewhere, so they need to go home.
No, can't go home. No,
Why not?
no.
Do we even know if these are real children? How do we not
starting
know
to be
that these are like,
suspicious. Where did they come from?
Illuminati?
We came from
lizards in
the
the sky. or
purple
something?
rocks.
So that's where your home is.
The purple rock.
Well,
What purple rocks?
what's the name of the islands, guys?
The islands.
Island of Purple Rock.
And if you're outside the ship, they'd point over and you'd look over and you'd see a storm cloud, and it's really isolated over the shore, and the light coming in from a side, the white purplish lavender, the white cliffs with the light against it, giving it this purple hue, and they're killing all the children there. We escaped. We can't go back. They were going
Killing all the children there.
the adults. They were sacrificing them. So
I feel like we should have asked this
Let's
question
not go
a
there.
long time ago.
No, I am going there. Someone's going to start. There's going to be some shit hitting the
Glenn's gonna
fan
go
here.
burn some villages real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, go cash in some humanoid life. Oh, wait a minute.
Burninating the countryside.
Oh, wait. Some adults
They're
that deserve to die?
Deserve to die,
Oh.
yeah.
Maybe I will go
This
visit
is right
there.
into my lawful good.
Waka smells a snack.
Killing children.
What the hell are you talking? Wait a minute. Oh, wait.
I can eat people? Sign me up.
I've forgotten their names now. What are the names?
That's right.
Well-
Get us involved in another.
Yeah,
Then maybe
side
the-
quest if you want it.
Then maybe
It's
the kids
there.
should go hang out on our ship
Yes.
during this maneuver.
Your ship.
They were
Yeah.
sacrificing.
Yes, Jimber.
They were sacrificing all the children, and so we snuck out before they could get to us.
Remember, Shimber, you were Captain Chicken when we showed up.
Captain of chickens.
You were the captain of the chickens when we showed up. Yeah, it's our boat.
We saved your ass.
In a nutshell.
We talked him into the boat.
I think what's
not
also
gonna
important
matter
to point
what
out to
you
Shimmer is
Right.
we had
right.
come
So
here
you could say sure
in
for now.
fulfillment of our.
Sure, fine.
I'm going to have some wine.
Yeah, I'll take an inch.
We've
Yeah.
come here to
Apricot.
fulfill our
I don't care.
agreement
I
with
like
you.
them
Well,
That
what-
doesn't give you the right to dictate what time we leave.
Nola's saying that
Mm-hmm.
Shimber doesn't have the right to dictate what time the ship leaves, which you're not captain, so
No, we're the commissioner. We've commissioned you.
You might want to get your stuff
Here
off the boat.
because-
you might also want to pay your crew better.
I thought we did pay him pretty well.
You-
so.
You haven't paid for past few days.
We've paid every day.
We just found a
Why
nice
would
big
we-
bounty to
why
pay,
would we do that?
pay them.
You take your share of
And
the
usually
gold,
it's customary to pay at the end of the leg of the cruise.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you give a little bit more money, then the ship will stay around a little bit longer.
You should consider yourself
The
lucky.
ship will stay right where it is.
I would say
Extortion doesn't become you.
at
Oh,
this
it totally
point,
becomes.
You're talking to a pirate captain here. Let's be clear here.
at this point, Shimber is not on the Sunken Palace.
No.
He's returned to the ship.
So did someone go with him to make sure he doesn't try to leave?
We haven't
Is
said
someone
that.
going to stay on the ship to make sure he doesn't leave?
Well, it sounds like we need to.
I bet I can fly faster than that ship can float.
Certainly. If that's your priority.
He can go
I think
because
we get
he's not.
lost in a storm. I mean,
So maybe-
there's
so
lots of ways we
maybe-
could lose him on the sea.
Yeah. So maybe Leonard goes back to the ship and the dragon sleeps on the helm.
So the other thing is,
You wanna
if he
say-
ends up taking the ship, he's probably not going to be interested in stopping and getting that thing for the front
Well, you might like it.
and do the extra.
Dillyroar was Shimber's friend.
Yeah. And Shimber could probably negotiate a price decrease. Maybe get it in exchange for a certain
All right.
crown.
We're going to take a long rest because that's the right thing to do, and it's that time of day. Sir burns a lot, is going to go back with Shimber to the ship because he's not engaged in the raising of the Titanic directly.
Who's going to help with some of the back, but okay.
With the what?
He can swim.
Oh, that's a fair point. But, yeah.
Should I fly
You were
over
going to do that in
check
the morning
out those
anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Adults that are killing children?
You can. You and I can have a phone call on Saturday morning, and we can play D&D for a couple hours as we go through this adventure. I'm glad you're excited about it.
We could have to change your name to Trogdor.
I need to kill something.
Grolgark.
Trogdor.
Trogdor.
Homestar Runner.
Okay.
Not a
So
generation.
the kids don't want to go back.
Recognize it.
Now you could might be able to convince them to stay in the ship with Shimber, but they're really fond of Ernie. Would they be that big of a deal to keep them on this vessel? And
If we're not trying it tonight, then
Yeah,
if they could stay. I think it's only when we try it that we
all right.
Right.
So you
minimize
get
the
you get
potential
your,
casualties.
you get your long rest. Everyone can have their long rest.
Ooh.
The next morning comes, and it's time to start thinking about activating your plan.
Okay, just for the record, I will summon my Echo and leave him in the treasure room with the lock. All the arcane lock in place.
The treasure room on the sailing ship.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and
And I would suggest someone will stay behind. At least one other person.
Minnie.
Well, so I guess Olak is Olak inside. He's going to try to pilot this thing once it's
I think
floating.
so. I'll be
No.
make sure I got
No, Olak is not piloting this thing. The Modrons are piloting this thing.
Okay.
Piloting this thing is way beyond Olak's comprehension, even after it's explained. Not in less than 24 hours, certainly.
Okay.
You follow that, Ken?
That's what 48 hours is for.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking I would be inside though, near a window where I can watch, because then I can use Mini to communicate with the Modrons in case something goes wrong.
I would assume
And then
you continually
use a
are.
message to talk to the people outside.
How do you talk to the people outside?
Message, the spell.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, they're going to be underwater, so it might be hard for them to respond, but I can at least tell them things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would think that you're continually casting your comprehend language.
Well, that's it. I cast it once every hour.
Right. And then your message doesn't conflict with that, right?
No, message is a cantrip.
Okay.
It's an action to cast.
Yep. And I said there was the opaque glass on either end of the vessel, and there's probably portholes along the sides along the way. I wish they would have drawn them in.
Alright, I'm going to say we do not need invisibility today, and I'm going to take enhanced ability instead.
Okay. Good idea.
And then before we try it, I would cast enhanced ability on Strider before he does his spell.
Good.
Good.
And so everyone, go ahead, Noel.
I was just going to say, where is Shimber? Before I leave the ship, where is Shimber?
Shimber is likely, after having a lengthy discussion about Xerxes with Matilda, Matilda's probably very happy with you right now, and probably very loving, and excited to get back to Waterdeep to complete this.
Drop the stack of eyes.
Because it's her brother, right? So
so between Matilda and Shimber, they're anxious to be on their way.
Yep.
They would probably tell you, we're just going to go to Gundbarg.
Stop at Gundbarg. Yeah.
But you can't just leave us here.
Why not?
Said we'd have a day.
Well, and this is...
Gotta give us the rest of the
Gotta
day.
make sure
He
this-
said that no. He said they wanted to set sail in the morning, is what he
I
said.
don't care what he says.
All right, I'm twisting what he said into what Olak heard. This we'd have a day.
So what I hear is a negotiation of saying, "Hey, can they have one more day?"
Well, what Shimber said was you had the rest of the day. Now, if you're asking for another day, Shimber would
Well,
say.
rest of this day. I mean, let's give it our best shot today.
Shimber would say, "We just got a lot of gold. Maybe you would think about sharing some of it, and then we'll stick around for another day."
We're already paying the crew and you gold every day.
And he,
Do you want to swim or do you want to sail on the ship?
Well, first of all,
Do you want to swim
Gloin,
or sail on the
Gloin.
ship?
I don't have a
We're
problem with
terrible
Gloin.
bosses.
This sounds like a wonderful idea, even to Gloin.
what, to pay them extra to stick around?
His natural persuasion,
Oh.
passive persuasion, is like your passive perception.
The lowest I can roll on a persuasion is 12. The lowest.
That's starting at a 1. Future D&D, a 1's an automatic fail always,
Oh.
even with your...
Not like that change.
Plus everything. So, okay. So, what were we paying him? Like 50 gold for
Something like that.
for the whole? Was it 50 gold for the whole crew
Yeah, it was
per day or
fi-
something?
Yeah, 50 gold per day for the crew, yeah. So that's just... Give them, make it worth
So-
their while to spend an extra day.
So we'll,
You just got like 12,
Double.
15,000 gold.
yeah.
pieces.
So we'll give him 100
Giant
gold to
barrel
stick
of wine
around
down
and do
here,
nothing
too.
today.
We could
Mm-hmm.
take that onto
How
the
about
ship.
that?
There's always something
Let
to
them
do on the
party.
ship.
The crew will be happy with that.
Okay.
Extra
You're
payday.
getting, you're
You'll
getting,
always-
you're getting paid overtime today to scratch your nuts and do nothing.
Cool.
Hold
Sounds
my
like you
beer. Watch
negotiated.
this.
Right.
Leonard's not happy.
It's all right.
You have like
Now Shimber's gonna stick around and help us, right?
15,000
With
gold.
his
I'm remembering I do have
Bardic
an
talent.
humanoid to kill before.
Ken, what did you say?
Shimber's gonna help us with his bardic talents, isn't he?
as long as we're friends, Shimber would be more than happy to help you.
So we paid the crew 100 gold. You got that, accountant?
Minus
For
100.
one day. Sure.
Yeah.
Minus 100. Yeah. Okay. One other.
Because the crew would be antsy to sail as well. Because
What-
while we're at anchor, they have nothing to do.
What are you going to do with Narthak? Vareka, what do you propose Narthak does? Does he stay with you on this vessel, or does he go help man the ship?
It's a great question. I forgot about Narthag. I would ask him if he would be willing to
Stand guard.
guard our treasury for a few gold.
Nothing else to do, I suppose.
So you trust Narthak, who you've known for all of like 3 hours to guard your like.
My
One overnight, but
my
yeah.
clansman, my clansman, yes.
There you go.
Better hope he's trustworthy
Where's he gonna go if he tries to steal it?
Compared to what?
compared to the pirates, who you've known longer
Been in battle with.
and been in battle with.
And trust less.
And trust less.
Okay, so you have Varika's Echo and Narthak in the treasure room in the Dilirar. The rest of you are performing Raise the Xertes. And Shimmer, I'm sure, is on deck watching and helping. If you want Bardic, you can come to him. He'll give you Bardic Inspiration, I'm sure.
Sing me a few songs. Sure.
What does that do? Does that help you with your spell?
I don't. Maybe. Well, I mean, it depends what
You're
the
not trying
DM.
he's not trying to hit anything. He's just casting his spell.
Yeah. So I'd have to look. And it depends on, because these are on like rolls.
So, we're gonna start with you get in position, and it's about time to pull off our raising, right? And you're gonna cast your pillars, and it's gonna be hard, right? I'm gonna start with difficulty class of 18. Now, each time you practice,
first things first.
Each time you
Bolak's going to cast Enhance and Billy on him.
Okay, great. We'll get to that. All right. Now, if you fail, all right, no big deal. It just means it's going to take you another day. All right. It's not like because you'll get the spell back tomorrow, and then with the practice, we're going to lower it by, let's say 2, because you've had one chance to practice it. All right, as you learn how to do it. So now he's getting set to cast a spell. Now you can do all your enhancements and blessings that you want to do.
So
I have plus 2, but
Olak will do Enhance and Ability on him. I'm guessing this is going to be like an Arcana type of thing, so he'll do Fox's Cunning, so you have advantage on intelligence checks.
Yeah, it's gonna be an Arcana check to see how well you can control the magics.
Do you want Bardic Inspiration?
All right, so Strider,
Yeah.
stop taking notes. Let's play through this. All right, I want you to set 2 20-sided dice out. All right, Blaine, what are you doing to help? You gonna do anything to help him?
once I can see my character sheet.
Yeah, okay. Let's get back. How about Ruckus?
So Ruckus is going to be swimming around, and the only thing I can think of to actually help is I could try to cast Gust of Wind. I have no idea what that's going to do underwater, but maybe it'll push the boat in the right direction.
Sure. But there's no blessing or anything you're going to...
Right.
Shimber.
Shimper won't do anything unless asked. He's not really clued in, but if...
I'm going to assume they're going to say, hey, we're getting set to do this. Is there anything you can do to contribute?
Would you like Bardic Inspiration?
What does that? I forget what that gets.
You get a plus. You get a 1d10 that you can add to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Oh yes, I want that.
Add a d10 to your stack.
Okay, so I have bless. What does that do?
While you're looking at it, Ken, are you going to give him anything?
Yeah. I will. When you do it, I will use my what's it called? Flash of Genius, so you can add a +3 to your roll.
So this is not an attack roll or a saving throw. So
Not a die, just a +3.
No, this would be an ability check.
Good.
If you have guidance, that would be the appropriate one for it.
All right. Varenka, what are you doing? You have any way to
I
help
will
him?
use shape. Yes, I will use shape water to.
Okay.
As the columns rise, I'm going to create the ice cushion.
Great. Do you have any way to buff Strider?
No.
Okay. So everyone's...
Actually, I do. I will hold up my staff and bestow fortune favor.
What's that do?
So he will, when chosen, the creature makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw before the spell ends. They can dismiss the spell on itself to roll an additional d20 and choose which of the d20s to use.
Oh.
Does that have anything special in there about him already having advantage?
No.
Okay.
That
All right.
sounds like one of the obscure ways you can actually roll 3 dice.
Yeah, so I'm... Let's start out with rolling advantage with your D10.
So
Oh, wait, it does say something about advantage. If the d20 roll has advantage or disadvantage, the creature rolls the additional d20 after advantage or disadvantage.
All right, so roll your advantage first.
with the 10.
With the
included?
10.
All right.
We're looking for an 18.
Yeah.
So the die 10 is added on.
Don't look at the number. Reroll it in the.
Yep.
In a second. I felt it roll across my foot, but
I got it.
okay.
Well,
Your higher number on the 20 die side.
16.
I do
All right, plus your D10,
1, which is 17.
plus the 3,
Oh, 20.
20. So fortune
Plus
favor
whatever
was
your
not
Arcana
needed.
is.
What's that?
What was
Plus
that?
whatever your Arcana is.
Oh, plus your
It
Arcana
doesn't matter,
modifier.
but
Yeah, a whopping 0. Good thing you had the buffs.
Exactly.
That's teamwork.
All right.
Sure enough.
Varinka, your ice. Give me Arcana check. As you cast that spell.
Okay. 15.
Nice. And Ruckus, you're gonna use a gust of wind. You're not putting your back into it, right?
Right.
All right. Give
Because
me
look at the size of this thing and look at the size of me.
I hear. Yeah.
I don't think
Your
I'm
gust of wind's not much bigger though.
Yeah.
So let's see how you do with your Arcana check on a gust of wind.
Okay.
Blows on the
A
side.
7.
Yeah, yeah.
Those a lot of bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole crew of the dinner are gasps as they see bubbles. All right, Gloin.
We lost Ruckus.
What are you doing? Are you doing anything under the water?
Well, I don't know if my strength would be any good on a particular point. Trying to help it up. I could try swimming and pushing, burning right up to it and hitting as hard as I could.
Okay.
He doesn't need any further help on his abilities check. He passed that, right?
Yep.
All right. We're still going to give this some. I think it's worthy of a check, fate check.
Oh.
And does the ship rise? With all the positive, because your ultimate score was 20 something, wasn't it?
20.
Was 20.
I think we also need to do a roll on how many holes does Olak now have to patch?
Well, that was the purpose of the ice and
Uh-huh.
all right. So
And
I'm
again, as we noted, it says up to, so the inference is I can control the height and rise.
I know. We need a fate check on it. So come on.
our chaos factor is 4. That's pretty minimum in a row. I don't think.
Right.
And does it work? We'll say this is favorable.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, and the pillars rise and it presses up and just then as the ship starts to raise through the water a little bit, Olak, you instruct the Modrons to kick the engines back on to give it some control.
yep.
And so I think there's got to be some sort of instruction check there too. So just to get you engaged in this as well. What would be wisdom, intelligence, persuasion? What do we think here?
It's probably, I would think intelligence, as in like, did he give the right?
All right.
command
Yeah,
to-
All right. Some sort of what are your intelligence checks?
I have, Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature for some reason, Religion, and then just straight intelligence.
Yeah, I think just straight intelligence.
Pretty traditional.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh, that's not too good. 12, and I'll also use my one of my uses of Flash of Legion to give myself a +3. So that's a 15 total.
15. Yeah. So maybe your commands aren't perfectly expressed, but when the ship starts to move, the Modrons recognize this, and they, regardless of what you say, they start taking immediate actions to counteract the shifts of the vessel. And I can see this thing as it gets wedged out, the front end lurches out of the water.
can just imagine like very worried robots like skittering that way.
And yeah, I'm sure that everyone kind of gets thrust up the air and back on the floor of the ship, and there's a huge and you can hear the people that are outside. They could hear the people on the dilly roar applauding, and I'd say by now it took you midday to get this all set up and done correctly.
So it breached up and now it's floating?
Yeah, so I'd say the first, I don't know, 10 feet of the submarine, the vessel is sticking out of the water. And one thing that you didn't notice is that on the roof, on the ceiling, the top of the submarine, there's railings, and it's flat. It's not round.
So there is a deck.
So
of
we can
sorts.
walk around up there.
So you can walk around up there. That's right. And there are
Sails.
battlements.
Battlements.
So
Nice.
the
Battleship.
mangonels, the ballistas shoot
Okay.
On this thing?
on this thing.
That's weird. Well, maybe not weird to us. But okay.
Okay, so it has a deck, although I'm just trying to again, don't know what a submarine is or it's so
It's floating.
it's floating
It's
and
metal,
it has
it's
a
floating.
deck, but
It's
But
obviously a
but the helm is
fancy
down
sailing ship.
inside. There's no helm, there's no bridge up here on
There's
top.
no bridge on top.
Yeah,
The bridge is inside.
inside.
In behind that leaded window or the opaque window.
Weird.
Which that window is that still under water?
No, I would say at least probably at head height you can see is the water line of that bridge.
It's fine as long as you only want to see what's in front of you. Hope nobody sneaks up behind you.
Well, there is the open thing in the back too. I said both ends
Back
of
up here.
I said both ends of the ship had
Yeah,
the upper deck had windows.
yeah. But I'm saying if Olak is trying to steer the ship from those controls and he wants to know what's going on behind him, he's got to run to the other end of the ship to go look.
We've I mean, you obviously pilot it from up here, and then you just pass the orders down, because the Mogadrones are the ones that pilot it.
Give me a
just tell them
perception
where to go.
check, Olak. You
And
are
what?
a perception check.
Perception.
Yep.
Oh, I am actually proficient. That's a 22.
Yeah. So on one of these displays, you can see that every second there's a blip the size of the dilly roar behind what looks like the shape of your ship.
Ah.
The radar.
Oh. That's fancy. It's got to be casting like a
Every
locate
sunlight.
object spell every
Yeah.
second or something. That's pretty nifty.
I mean, you could, and I can just see that you ask about it to the Modron, and it punches up a button, and it's like a window to that area opens up as you can see the ship behind you through the panel that you're looking at.
That's very
That was
exciting. Does that work for Gloin? Go fly around the ship.
So I go fly.
I want to see if it works for things in the air, or if it's just things on the water.
Well, there's like a series of 6 different boxes on the display, and you can see Gloin flying from one box to another. And sometimes it overlaps a little bit.
This is amazing. We don't even have to be outside. If it's raining, we can be in the comfort of indoors.
Neat.
All right.
Looks
Shark.
Congratulations. Now, eventually, what are you going to name this thing?
Nautilus.
Nautilus? Is that from some book?
That's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
Voyage under
I'm sure that's not a book that's been written in this world.
And Shimber's like, well, you got your boat. Can I go now? We'll head to Gundbarg. We'll meet you there.
Wait, we don't know how to drive this thing.
We're going together.
We're good. Oh,
Oh,
Why
you don't.
Why would we?
But Olak assures you that the Modrons know how to drive this
how
thing.
to sail this thing?
We
Sail?
just tell them
Yeah,
where we
well-
want to.
Do you see us?
That's the term he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still sail a boat.
Navigate?
Well, yeah, navigate.
On a
Fly.
course.
Yeah, just follow the ship in front of us.
Try not to run it over because I think this thing might go faster.
Yeah, and it's full of all our
Decent
treasure.
chance.
I
I
guess.
mean, I don't think we want to roll up into a dock in this ship. It seems like we still want to use the other ship as our.
That begs the question I posed earlier. How do you get from this ship to shore?
Rowboat?
Yeah, I was going to say, certainly there's.
You're just gonna row into port on a little rowboat.
Well, I mean, that's what the other ship's for.
And where do you keep the rowboat?
On deck.
Tied to the deck.
We got the flat deck.
Okay. Again, what
I
are we
don't know if we
doing
figured
with the
that out.
kids?
It's tied down.
Are the kids going to stay here on this ship, or are the kids going to stay on the Dillyroar?
Where would they be more comfortable?
On this ship
wherever they want.
with Ernie.
They want to stay here. Okay.
So either you've
I think
adopted
become
the
crew
kids.
members.
Well, they could hang out in the
Make it
kitchen and make food or whatever, but I just didn't want them on here while we were trying to raise it in case we screwed it
Oh,
up
sure,
and it
sure.
sank.
Yeah.
It needs to be tidied up and.
Well, yeah, because anything that wasn't knocked over is now.
Let me challenge you a little bit.
Yeah.
Why do you need to go back to Gundbarg?
We don't.
For the bust, right?
The bust of Dillyroar and
We could stiff them.
No.
No.
Did we-
I mean, you can send Shimber to do that.
Right. So we
Oh.
then we need to reposition our horde to this vessel.
But then we also have to figure out
Absolutely.
how to get from this vessel to shore when we want to go ashore.
We said we
You have at least one rowboat that the kids had.
Okay.
right. We're strapping
But-
it to the deck.
Yeah, but this is going to draw a lot of attention if it just pulls up into port somewhere.
Fair point. So we can park it offshore, right?
And row
This is-
into
this-
port. Say,
yeah,
hey,
row-
we just
row
came
into
from over there.
I mean,
Not
this is why it kind of
suspicious.
We
seems like
cast
it's a good
invisibility
idea to
on
have
our
both
ship.
ships together.
This is the green.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm sort of leaning towards Ken's idea of we caravan to wherever, and then we get on the wooden boat to go ashore.
Do you really want to go half as fast as you can?
Have we figured that out yet? We don't
You
know.
will figure that out very
Okay.
quickly.
Okay, so the reason.
Could tow the Dillyroar everywhere.
So you're saying there's no point. We don't necessarily have to go back to the islands. We could go straight back to
I'm
the main.
challenging you. I'm not telling you anything. If you want to dog it behind the Dillyroar, you do that. If you want to
Well-
pull the Dillyroar, you do that.
Or we go, or if we want a side quest over to the land of
Purple rocks
killing
and-
kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that-
want-
that's really bugging me.
If you want to go to the Purple Rocks and check out these parents, you do that. If you want to go straight to
mean-
Waterdeep, you do that. What are you going to do with McCath?
McCath wants to go to Waterdeep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She,
We
but
could
she.
send McCath on
Oh God, I forgot about her.
the ship. Crap. What's the sailing ship called? I keep forgetting its
Dil-
name.
Dillyroar.
Dillyward.
And
Okay,
we'll
we
meet
could
them
send
at
McCath on the
Gundbarg.
Dillyward, and then give Shimber a chance to prove he's not a terrible person, and have him come with us.
Shimber's not
'Cause
a
then
terrible
we will
person.
guarantee we'll
If
meet
you
back up
pay
with the
him
ship.
what he's worth, he will do what you ask.
Word?
All right, guys. When there's
Paying
two
us.
people talking at once, I can't follow both conversations very well. Can what was your? Where's
Oh,
Mc?
Send McCath on the Dilly Ward towards Waterdeep, because I mean I don't think she'll.
Oh, time out. Dillyrar going to go to Gundbarg.
Which is on the way to one.
It's on the word.
Okay, yeah, go there. Yeah, whichever. And if they happen to finish up and start hitting the Waterdeep, okay.
So that was the original plan, right, team? Go finish this, go to Gundbarg,
And then
settle up your quests, and then go on to Waterdeep.
Right.
That is the plan. Likely, still is the plan for the Dillyrar.
Yeah, they have business in Waterdeep anyways.
And remind me, Tiefling Lady,
Kath.
we rescued her from the dragon,
Uh-huh.
and then we had another quest with her on the mainland.
She gave you 2 quests back in Waterdeep: the Green Dragon and the Dwarf with the White Mask.
She's
And
going to
if-
meet up with her wizard buddies.
Well, that's what was she part of us? We were going to take her on one of those quests.
So
Or-
you're going to take her back to Waterdeep so she can report into the academy.
Okay.
And then while you're there, there was these
These
two.
other things. Okay, but
Then that was going to be the launching point. Waterdeep was going to be the launching point to go on to the Green Dragon and
Right.
Okay.
and White Mask guy.
Do we need her with us if we're going to go do one of those? Is my question. Okay.
That she gave you the locations of each where you might start those quests.
Okay.
And then while you were
So-
there, you were also going to pop in and say hi to Xanathar.
So she's got to ride back to
Why would
Waterdeep,
we go to Xanathar? That's your problem.
right?
All right, what'd you say?
Tiefling Lady now has a ride back to Waterdeep.
One way or the other. She has 2 options.
Ergo, we're done with her.
If that's what you choose.
If you pay Shimber and the crew to take her there, she doesn't have any money on her, right? You guys took the whole Dragon Horde for yourselves.
Well,
So-
she does have all of her library is in the bag of holding.
And her entire library is in the bag of holding. So,
Okay.
I
But
think she should come with us, just on this ship. That's
I mean,
fine.
we'll probably get there first if it's a race.
True.
What about the? We're going to trust Shimber or let Shimber have the money for the?
Must.
to go back and pay for the.
Well, pay for that.
I don't know why you're acting like Shimber's untrustworthy or something.
Because he's behaving untrustworthy.
So this is where I think sending McCath makes sense, because
She's not going to have any power.
Olak trusts her way more than Shimber, and then we take Shimber with us.
Shimber's not coming with.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to agree to that.
That-
We could
yeah,
try
I
it.
mean,
I don't
we're paying him, so he should come wherever we tell him to come.
know. You
You're
could,
paying him to be captain of the ship.
Yeah, Shimber. First of all, I shouldn't put Wes. This is your character.
Yeah.
You can ultimately do whatever you want to do. I did give Wes the option of letting Shimber go and rolling up another character for next week. So don't feel like you're obligated to somehow figure out how to take him along with.
I think it makes sense for the party to keep Shimber on your side because, well, I guess you have this new fancy ship, but you know, having a ship and a pirate on your side could be useful, just like for future storytelling purposes. That's what I envision. You know, whether we play Shimber or not, whether Shimber's involved in
The adventure going forward.
the adventure going forward or not.
Well, and I mean, there's to Dave's
Well-
repeated points. There's value in having a ship that looks like a normal ship to get into port.
Right.
You know, and you know, if we're going to go to ground at some point, there's value in that. And it's not like this ship. It's not like the
Nautilus.
wooden ship is
Oh,
it's not like you're not armed, right? So I mean, if we were beset by somebody, we would have military support to an extent that we're paying for it.
I'm just gonna say the arbitrary off the top of my head. The Xertes ship is gonna go twice as fast as the Dillyrar. I made that up.
Sure.
I don't know if I research it, it'll change my mind. But without the wind, its propulsion, just play that into your formula.
Right. That, and I would say Shipper is probably more of a privateer than a true pirate.
Right.
Like he's not out like attacking every ship he comes across. He's a man for hire, right?
Right.
So if you
Clearly.
pay him to do a job, he's going to do the job.
Mercenary.
He's mercenary,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay.
So
Above the table, do you want to keep playing him, or you okay to let him sail off and you'll become somebody else?
I think it would be fun to keep playing him, and
Okay.
I've also gone through like 5 characters in the past 2 months. It's getting a bit much.
5? Oh, because you
Maybe
created
4.
those. You created
Yeah.
those temporary
The
ones.
2 temporary ones, and then 4
Yeah, okay.
or 5.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
All right. Oh, now I'm chiming in. Well, unless you keep these 2 vessels together, you're gonna have to roll a new character.
Right.
Okay.
Which
That's an option.
that's one of the options you're considering. Doesn't make sense to me, but it's one you're considering.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's necessary. And as far as keeping the ships together, I mean, that's not out of the question either. And the other argument could be, okay, we go back to Gundbarg. I'm just talking about the table here, but we are dripping in money right now. So maybe we get someone to fashion us some really strong, long chains, and we tow his ship at 50% faster than normal.
Between all of you, someone's gonna know there are other options for ships off the submarine. There's things such as a foldable ship that you can fold up and unfold. There's magic ships that you can just conjure. And with all of your stuff, probably not into Waterdeep, but in Waterdeep, you might be able to find one of those ships such as that. I don't know I got the right exact term, but there's something called a foldable ship.
A
A foldable boat.
I don't suppose does any of us have a magic enough to illusion this big metal torpedo into a normal looking wooden boat?
I mean, I could do 5 feet of it.
Yeah, so could I.
10 feet. There we
So
go.
as long as people only look at it from straight on.
For the first 10 feet. Oh, but then we could use Noel,
Folding boat.
water manipulation. He could make the rest of it be covered in a cloud.
And all you see is a
We can
5
play
foot.
this guy, so it'll work for a minute.
It's a cloud with a mast sticking out of the top.
I mean, that's probably not the strangest thing that's ever sailed in your port.
I fail to see the problem. I think this is...
All right. It's coming down to what are you doing? Well, first of all, easy part. You're moving your stuff from the sailing ship onto the Xertes.
Absolutely.
The Xertes is
Absolutely.
becoming our primary vessel, sounds like. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Olak, how far does your message thing work?
Like 100 feet, I think. Hold on. Working. 120 feet.
Okay.
However, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood will block the spell.
Okay.
So I'm assuming this is more than 1 inch of metal in most directions.
Yeah, okay, but if you were on the deck, so you could communicate between the 2 ships, but
Yep.
I was just thinking you're not going to be able to send a message from a mile out in the ocean to somebody on shore, hey, come get us.
No,
If we-
but I mean that's something that someone could reasonably learn how to do at some point.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking if... Okay. So are we going to try to keep the boats together
Okay with
one way
that.
or another till we at least...
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, what was that again?
We're going to, at least for now, sail the 2 boats together.
I agree with that up to Gundbarg, and then we just keep going.
I mean, we're all trying to get to Waterdeep.
Right.
Well-
But I want to get there ahead of
I guess
time.
part of it also is what are your thoughts on do you have an adventure spooled up with the rest of it going to see Xanathar, or Like, is that something you would like us to do?
Well, if you think there is a storyline that might be beneficial, if for leaving Shimber aside, there's a storyline that would benefit you to visit Xanathar.
He's a powerful magical being.
And he is the crime lord of Waterdeep,
During tumultuous times.
and he's involved in the slave trade.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what does he think of the orc occupation and all these dragons showing up?
Bad for business, probably.
Or good.
Or good for business spending.
We're gonna end up having to kill this guy,
Okay.
aren't we?
So
If you could.
Yeah, I'm not sure you...
He has got his picture on the front of a
Oh.
book.
Right.
So,
yeah. So quest options, there's go meet Xanathar. Xanathar. There's go find a green dragon. There's go find some other color dragon.
Dwarf in the white mask.
yeah. The Green Dragon, the Dwarf, and the White Mask
okay.
are very much the Tiamat storyline,
Okay.
as given to you by Macath. Your personal Olak and Varinka have a little vested interest in the slave trade,
Okay.
and then you have some minor quests to resolve first in Gundbarg.
And a possible side thing to go to the
The
island of Buffet.
I hate to hear about kids being killed. I think just don't understand what's going on there. But
I mean,
So,
yeah,
well-
that's fine. There's options, right?
Wait,
I'm
well,
not.
and-
This is a sandbox, right? You're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
give you.
Well, but that island is like right over there. We can see it.
Oh, yeah.
So if we're going to do that detour, we should do it first.
Right.
So how reasonable would it be to send the Dillyward off to our next stop, and then we go? Because it's like a day's travel, isn't it, or something like that?
It's
Several.
8 days
Right.
for.
we would catch up with them.
So we
pretty
could
quick.
catch up.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
I
saying
would
it's.
just like to point. I would like to point out that this ship the Nautilus hasn't been field tested.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are we really calling it the Nautilus? Because I was calling it the Green Horde Breaker, but you know.
The Green Horde Breaker. That's fun.
Okay.
The Horde Breaker.
Christian came up with something. That's.
Kudos. Inspiration. Oh, wait.
Oh wait. Does he have a
So, well, okay.
That's a double.
So Ruckus and Gloin have a vested interest in going and checking out that island. Either we take both boats, or we let the Dillyroar go ahead and we catch up. Or you guys say, "Screw you guys, we're not going there."
I mean, we have a chance to save some kids that need help. That seems like a worthwhile thing that just has the added benefit of maybe you guys won't go insane in a while.
Yeah, you don't really want me going insane, right?
Yeah,
You wouldn't like me when I'm mad?
That's probably how Shimber will die.
Which boat is Shimber on?
It's on his own boat.
Dillyroar, for sure. There's no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where he belongs. It feels right.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Well, of my sandbox items, this is the one I thought of least.
Just think, if we hadn't asked the kids where they were from, we would have missed it.
All right. Let's see if I've got it.
So he created his own sandbox issue.
Oh, yeah. So right now, in my mind, I'm debating: do I just make the shit up, or do I go find the module?
Oh, there's actually
Yeah, there's
Module for this?
There's a module for this.
we could take a 5-minute timeout if you
No,
need to.
no. Well, I'm just gonna make shit up. I read it once a month ago.
Well, how can I make shit up? I call fire from the sky. No.
And we can almost.
You're not the DM.
So I guess the question is, first of all, you get in the ship and you get a reasonable idea that the Modrons are able to control this vessel, right? Forward, backwards, up, down, right? And navigating, all right? And Olak might be standing there like the captain, trying to communicate, constantly recasting his communication, and so as he answers questions, gets information, and you find yourself reasonably close to the shore, and they'd say this is close as we can get before we ground, right? And so they stop the ship and they raise it up to the point where the decks come, water runs off the side, the rowboat had been tied to it, and so you talk to the kids, right? And they say that away, right? And they point to, well, we don't want to go back, but the village is there on top of that cliff.
So you said up and down, so the Modrons showed us that it could
Absolutely.
submarine. Okay.
Yeah, this is how we discovered that it's submarine.
That's why the helm is inside.
Wondrous views from the forward,
Sneaky.
and what's the front?
Fore and aft.
Fore and aft. Okay, yeah, of the boat and the main level there.
We see any mermaids?
Your eyes are peeled. All right, so you get within, probably within a quarter mile of the shore, right? And you got the rowboat.
Yeah. Is this the same day?
This is likely the next. It's the same day because
Okay.
it's the same day because it wasn't. We said midday. You raised it, and it probably took you an hour or two to come up with your plan, and then you went on your way. And you told Shimmer to take his boat to Gundbarg, and the rest of you went and to check out this village.
And yeah, so someone started to say we talked to the kids for any more background about why are these people sacrificing kids? What are they doing? What's the deal?
I just know that little Susie was here one day, and then the next day her mom said she was gone, and then the next week it was Lucy, and then the next day it was Joey. Kids keep disappearing, and then I heard my parents talking about her, and I got scared, and we decided we better go. So we got on our boat, and we found this place, and then Ernie was so nice, we just decided to stay here.
So was this port was just sticking up out of the water, and you just found it?
Well, we were trying to go on our boat and get away from the island. We found it, and we just decided to. We ran across this thing, and
Okay.
Okay, so the kids are disappearing, but they don't know why. Okay.
we're just kids.
No, I'm just summing up.
We're going into an unknown situation.
Yeah.
We need information.
Yep. And the village is up on the cliff, but there's nothing.
It's right there.
Nothing. No port or anything down by the water.
Oh yeah. Well, we launched from down there, and then if you just launch there, you follow the path up to the village.
Dramatic entrance or not?
Well, I was just wondering, is it worth swimming around? But if there's nothing on the edge of the water,
And by the time you get close to the shore, there's a thunderstorm over the.
cool.
So rowing in's extra difficult.
And flying in it might get struck by lightning. Interesting.
In the seas to the north, sits an island off the shore of the mainland. It's a small, isolated island with a small population of humans. There's a little more than a fishing village, a couple of farms, and some old ruins from when it used to be a military outpost. What sets this island apart is that during the storms, the rocks within the earth glow an ethereal purple, giving the island its name, Purple Rocks. None know exactly why this happens, but some, with arcane understanding, suggest some kind of planar resonance.
I suppose we brought new guy with us, right?
Oh, that's a question.
I thought he stayed and guarded the.
Yeah, he
Well,
was.
we brought the treasure to us, so
treasure
he's
to-
with. I mean,
Varinka?
Okay.
Let's ask Varinka. Did Narthek come with us, or did he stay in the Dillirar?
He would have come with us.
All right.
Give Wes something to do if he wants to drive him
Yeah.
over here.
And I'd have to spool up character.
it's not. Oh, I didn't realize he wasn't already spooled up.
He's not really spooled up.
Got you.
He's just a
NPC right now.
NPC, yeah.
He was a statue we weren't supposed to save.
I had an idea you might save him, but I didn't give him any stats. Yeah. So,
So we've made it to the island. The kids have pointed us to the village.
On top of the cliffs, you got to walk up the thing or you got to fly up. And I'm trying to decide if I want to make a dramatic entrance.
Fair.
But
And there's a
also
thunderstorm.
thunderstorm with lots
Yeah.
of lightning flying around.
Heard that
And I don't
coming.
know that I want to fly in that.
It seems like maybe you should save the flying for if things go wrong.
Agree.
All right.
So we're walking up
So
the
we're
trip path.
so we're in our rowboats going into the
Yeah.
dock, port, whatever is there.
mhm.
Pull it up on the shore.
And uneventful, and we're
Yeah.
heading up to the
Yeah.
cliff?
What's eventful is it's tumultuous, right? And the thunderstorm is brewing. It's not brewing. It's overhead. It's gotten, it's a early evening storm. It's prematurely dark. We're gonna call it 6 p.m. at this point. As you're coming up the and sunset would be 8 p.m. That's what you generally say. So as you come up, it's darker than you would expect,
and there's glowing purple rocks.
and the the rocks glow a strange purple. Ruckus checks his tricorder. There you go.
Glowing purple rock.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Nice.
Cute.
Let's see. Anything that can help with it? Ooh, what does that do?
You talk me through it, guys.
We're heading up the cliff to the village, right? Unless there's people
Yeah.
to talk to around here.
No. So you head up the cliff. So this is more of a northern. There's probably evergreens, right? Boulders as you come around, and there's the village is on top of. And as you come into town, you see that it's oddly vacant. There's no one there in the village.
Now, here's a question. Do we want to just like walk in like we belong there, or are we like going stealth? And
Okay,
invisible?
I assumed you walked into the
Yeah,
village.
we're walking in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
I'm just asking because
Well,
Yeah.
we weren't expecting trouble or nobody, so that's weird.
I
mean,
think we're
you-
afraid of anything in this earth.
There's one of the main buildings is called the Bread and Barnacle. It's a tavern and inn, and you poke your head in. Hello. No one there. There's nothing on the tables. That like they vanished, It's just things seem put away. You look back, you see casks, you see glasses lined up on the counter as if this place would be available for business, but there's just no one here.
Is there any indication of tracks or path?
Yeah, they're absolutely. I mean, this is a town, and so there's paths going everywhere within the town.
Where'd it go?
Let's see if there's like a town hall or something. Probably be a good place to start.
You said there's no one here.
What?
You said there's no one here.
Well, right, but he's saying let's go to the town hall.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
if
you look around. So like many towns, it's in this. There's probably a square in the middle of the square. There's a well for community water where the people go get their water. And you look in each of these buildings. You don't know which one's a county. Your what'd you call it? The town hall. But there are other businesses, other buildings there, and they all, as you peek in the windows and walk through the walk around the square, there's no sign of people, and it's not as if they were chased away. It wasn't. It's not like they were working on something and they dropped it and ran. Right? You don't notice that, right? There weren't plates half eaten. Things are somewhat tidy. Somewhat-ish tidy, but there's no evidence that people were chased away or vanished suddenly. It's as if they went about their business and they left.
One background thing before it becomes relevant. I cast Aid on myself, Farika, and Minnie to give us 15 extra max hit points.
Nice.
And then I also figured I'd have Minnie out of the bag for this, since no one seems to be around.
So is there anything outside of the, like a hill or a mountain that one of these paths might be going to, like they would be going to do homage to a god or something?
Yeah. So you do know that there was quite the elevation, hundreds of feet up, as you went from the shoreline up to this top of the cliff, right, to where this village is. And so you're asking if what's around the village.
Yeah.
So you spend some time to.
If they're not here, they went somewhere.
You went to the different paths that would lead out of the town, and so you came in one side. There's going to be. You can either go toward the cliffs or deeper into the island.
Deeper into the island.
Yeah. So you go out of the deeper island. There's no indication. The path is probably a nice 15, 20 foot wide road that would take you deeper in the island. And after a while, you would come to a cave.
Does it look like it's been heavily trafficked?
No.
I mean, if this was a secret-ish thing, it wouldn't necessarily be heavily trafficked.
Yeah, but would you?
No, but you were
would
looking
build
for
a 10
like-
to 15 foot wide road.
Yeah, like the whole
something
town.
trying to-
Well,
People went
the
somewhere
road
to
doesn't
do
end at the
something.
cave entrance.
Okay.
All right. So this is off to the side. You see there's a cave.
Okay.
And the kids actually were acting like the children were being sacrificed. So it's almost like maybe there's some kind of, because you got a huge storm over this thing, maybe they're sacrificing to some god or something that's pretending to be a god, trying to save themselves, and they would go somewhere to do this. Where would that, I'm looking around,
Yeah.
where would that be?
Near a volcano?
No volcano.
Good thinking though.
Mm-hmm. Sacrifice the virgin.
Take me to the volcano.
Well, let's explore the cave, I guess.
Agreed.
All right.
Some
So you go into the cave, and however you produce your light, because
dancing lights,
it's dark in there, and you go in 50 feet, and the cave is only like, it starts out 10 feet wide, but then it narrows to anywhere from 5 feet to 8 feet. As we got this winding tunnel through this cave, and then finally it opens up, and there's purplish glowing moss on the side of the cave that gives it some illumination. And off in the distance, you hear someone singing to itself. Somewhere around the bend, some 30, 40 feet.
But
That's the first sign of life we found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing man-made in here. Just the glowy moss.
Yeah, nothing man-made. Yeah, nothing man-made.
So let's go see what this voice is.
Okay.
Strider would like to do that stealthily.
So you're like, hang on.
Yeah, let's.
You stay here, and I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go take a
tiptoe,
peeky peek,
yeah.
or
Alright.
attempt to take a stealthy peek.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take a stealthy.
Dragon and go blow it up.
Well, there's always that, but let's try not to.
You might want
Yeah,
to
19.
Yeah. So, Strider, you have dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you leave the lights behind and you go through the grayish tones, right? As you come around, and as you come around a bend, you can see stones every couple feet as they cut across let's see how big it is, a pond, right? And the pond is about, looks like 30 feet diameter, right? And there's stepping stones across this pond. On the other side of the pond is a cauldron with a small fire underneath of it. You see more of that moss on the outside of this circular cave ending, right? This is where the cave ends, and you see a really ugly looking female, long black stringy hair, greenish skin that's deformed, and that's where as it's fumbling with a small candle and messing with something. Its back is to you.
Okay. All right. Then I would return to my party and share with them all that I've seen. And the concerns I
Ugly,
have.
greenish, deformed skinned female, long, stringy black hair,
Working around a cauldron across a pond. Does the just so I'm assuming I'm saying I took time to look at it. Does the pond basically pretty much make up the end of the cavern except for the land on the other side?
That's right. That's right.
So it's
you
pretty
can't
much,
really get around the sides of it.
Right.
The obvious path are these stones that cut through the
across.
middle,
Yeah.
and then there's 15, 20 feet of land on the other side that this thing seems to be calling its home.
Right. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we understood that. All right.
And these little sparks, and these.
That's what I got. What do we want to do?
Well, we could. Now, hang on. We could try talking to her. It? Question mark. And case you could tell us where all the people went.
Sure.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Mr. High Charisma.
Yeah.
See what you can get out of this witch.
yeah, we don't need no stinking shimber.
It'd be better if you had Shimber.
I was, yeah. So okay, we could
I'll go with you.
go. Well, are we bringing everybody?
I don't know if we wanted to know everybody that's in the group yet.
Right.
Okay. So
I mean, you come around the cave, and then remember this cave barely fits 2 people. You squeeze 2 people, but then it opens up. I'd say there's probably a triangle where you get 2 or 3 people before you have to step on a stone, right?
okay, yeah. I don't want you guys too far away.
And going across
we're
this
right
pond,
behind you, but we're right around the corner.
going across this pond is definitely a 1 person at a time thing.
Well,
And
I said
how far
I
across the lake.
it's about 30 feet.
Okay, so we could talk to her from here. We don't have to walk across if we don't want to.
Right. And I said I'd go with you. So
Okay.
Strider and Ruckus will approach.
Make themselves visible.
Right.
Yes.
All right. And what do you do?
And so I would just try to get her attention. Ahoy there!
Who's there? And it turns around and looks at, a visitor from Meryl.
Yes, what did you say?
Meryl.
Meryl. Greetings, Meryl. We apologize for disturbing you. We are travelers who have just come to this place from the sea. And we came through the town, but surprisingly found no people there.
Travelers, you say? From the sea, you say? What travelers come from the sea?
We did. We have come most recently from Waterdeep and Gundbarg.
What brings you to the Purple Rocks?
We were looking for supplies and
Oh, what supplies do you need?
well,
Meryl doesn't have much supplies. Do you need some food?
but we also
Good, because I don't have much.
we now are more interested in information. We were curious if you know anything about what happened to all the people in the village.
People in the village? They're not in the village?
No.
No, there's not a soul there.
Is it raining?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, they wouldn't be in the village.
Where do they go when it rains?
Why should I tell you? Who are you? Why are you here?
We were just sailors crossing the sea.
Why don't you come closer? I can't see you.
Danger, Robinson.
Yeah. How deep's this water look? Can I tell?
In this dark light, it seems like a black reflective surface.
Can't tell. Okay.
Go ahead and take a step on that first, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on! It won't be bad. People visit occasionally. Oh, Meryl won't hurt you.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you hurt? I can heal you.
No. We're
In good shape.
quite all right. We're concerned that all the people were suddenly seem to be missing from the town.
The villagers don't come visit me anymore.
But why did you say you asked if it was raining? So they go somewhere special when it rains.
Yeah, they don't need to visit me anymore because they all turned ever since that priest came. They all decided to worship the Kraken.
Oh,
Oh,
a kraken, a sea monster.
A sea beast, this purplish sea beast.
And so they leave their homes to go worship this thing somewhere else.
Every time it starts to rain, they go up to the cliff face and do whatever ritual, and then once they're done, it stops raining.
Oh, interesting. Well,
But it's best not that you go up there.
they don't like outsiders.
Well, I don't. They don't take kindly to visitors when they're interrupting their rituals, I'm sure.
Ah, I see. So it might behoove us to just wait for them to come back.
Well, yeah, sort of. I don't know.
They'll come back when it stops raining. How long's it been raining?
It was raining when we came to shore just, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ago, hour ago.
It could be another hour then. Is it dark out yet?
It's getting over.
It's getting there.
Oh.
The storm's making it dark. But
What's the concern with the dark?
Well, once it's dark, that's when they usually... I've said enough. Why you come here? I can't see you very good.
well, I've got my dancing lights going. I could make them hover around me. So there, you can see us now. This is my.
She steps out in the first stone.
This is my companion Strider. And
why are you so distant? Come closer. She takes another step forward. There's now 20 feet between you.
yeah. We were just, as I said, we didn't.
What?
Didn't mean
Strider, what was your name?
Oh,
This is Strider, you said.
yes, and I'm Ruckus Stormfront.
Are you by yourselves? Or is there more of you? Come forward, I can't see you.
Well, there's
Who else is back there? You haven't come to try hurt Meryl, have you?
no, Meryl.
No.
We mean you no harm.
Yep.
We were simply trying to figure out where all the people went.
Who's laughing back there?
That's another one of our companions.
You come to laugh at old Meryl?
No.
No.
And Meryl, you have been very helpful. And maybe
We'll eat you last.
find a gem that we from our recent hoard, maybe, and maybe we could show our gratitude to you. Do you like gem or coins?
And she takes another step forward and eyes you. He reaches in.
You can have it.
Oh, that's very pretty. Meryl, thanks you.
It's a pretty gem for a pretty lady.
Nine. Hey, he's the persuasive one.
He's the charmer. This is what he does.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
That would be a 24.
24. And
Shapers.
well, maybe this appearance would make it better. She transforms herself into a beautiful woman in some sort of seaweed bikini.
That's even more scary now. Oh God.
Perhaps you wouldn't be so fast to leave Meryl now.
Well,
Rex
I
will be
have-
all over there.
I have
yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
have dinner brewing.
really.
Come,
What are you making?
why don't you join me?
What are you brewing?
It's a stew,
Interesting.
mushrooms and various aquatic creatures.
And you are the final ingredient to make
Yeah.
Come, isn't my appearance more gratifying now? Come, sit with me.
Ruckus
Your
loves
friends
creatures of
can-
all types, but
Your friends can handle whatever you want to. Come, keep me warm in this cool cave.
Persuasion.
I was gonna say, yeah.
with a +10.
The seaweed bikini of influence. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. She has a
Or
bit.
lack
The seaweed
thereof.
bikini of hubba hubba.
Yeah. She seems genuine in her thing. You don't sense any real danger.
Yeah. Ruckus is probably like stepping on the first stone. Are you doing anything about it?
Yeah, I'm grabbing you by the collar. Ruckus, we got what we needed.
Oh,
It's time to
Oh,
go.
no, I don't know about that. I'm a man with needs. Fuck.
I like elves of all persuasions. You can both join. Is there anyone else?
R-rated.
End the stream.
No, there's nobody. It's just me.
The stream now.
I mean, what?
We need to go.
Oh, come on.
Oh, so soon? You just got here.
Perhaps we can stop on our return.
Oh,
We have
please
things
do.
to do.
Good God. The
Come on,
path
Ruckus.
in Barovia was so long ago. All right.
Have fun storming the castle.
Thank you. Thank you, Meryl.
Thank you, Meryl. Oh, yeah, I'll be back.
Not often does the person transform after you meet them. Usually you presents in the pretty and then turns. Okay, you leave and you go back to town. You take the other path.
Yup.
Wait, wow. She told us not to disturb them during their ritual.
Oh, that. Yeah, we're going to
We,
disturb
we're not
them,
going to.
right?
We're not. Well, again, yeah, she said. But the ritual is when we think things are happening, bad things happen. So
we
if
wanna
we're here
know
to save
about.
people, we need to go disrupt the ritual.
Okay. Sounds like we should sneak up on the ritual now, not just
Yes, I'm all for sneaking.
bowl into it.
Right. Absolutely,
See if
Steve.
there's really a Kraken and how big this Kraken is.
Well, they're just probably praying to the Kraken in the hopes that it'll stop the weather, but...
And chucking the kids to it, maybe.
Well, right, yeah, chucking them off a cliff.
Exactly.
Hence, we need to...
Is there something wrong with that? What if the kids deserve it?
What-
Wow.
Well, at some point you run out of kids, and then we're going to start with the youngest people in the room.
Good thing Ken left.
Yeah. So we will go down that path towards where we think it'll be, but we will be careful about it, and we won't just blunder in there. I mean, it's not like we don't have invisibility capability amongst us.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And if this is a wooded area, then Strider's also got his like Mask of the Wild, so I can.
I'm intrigued.
Well,
You-
not exactly.
Travel down this road. Again, it starts out a 10-foot, 15-foot wide road, and it narrows into a path. And the paths kind of branch off a number of paths, and they all seem to be heading toward the cliff face. And as you start to come around a bend or over a hill, you can start to hear the chanting from beyond. Remember, it's raining, lightning, flashes of light, right? The rain is coming down, but still beyond the wind and the rain, you still hear it. But in a variety of tones and voices, there's some sort of crowd beyond as they are doing some chant.
Got it.
So this is quite a ways away from where our ship is at. We came up at.
Yeah, this cliff is some 200 feet above the water. This picture kind of gives you an idea. But not that you would know that because you're not. From when you were in the water, you could see that the cliff face were that tall.
Sure.
We hear people chanting.
Mm-hmm.
Amidst the storm raging, high above the cliff. So we need to get close enough to see what they're doing, to see if they've got somebody on an altar, or strung up, or something. We need to know.
Kid on a catapult.
Whatever. Yeah, slingshot. I mean, walk the plank.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, we need to get close enough, careful enough, so that if push come to shove, we can intercede.
I'm going to Discord, and I'm going to share my screen. I didn't do that tonight, and I need to because I'm showing a picture here. Entire screen. Go live. So Noel and Ken. I didn't have this map pre-prepared. And I'm going to do a super zoom to show them the picture that they were talking about earlier. So this is directly in. So there's a picture of the cliff.
Oh, look at the Kraken.
Ignore the giant tentacle.
Just the lightning in the cliff.
Yeah.
And the walk the plank off the cliff. Slots. That's what I'm seeing.
And then I'm going to super zoom down. And then zoom in. So that's what you're seeing. Now, this space is all full of people, right? There's got to be, I don't know. Let's see how many people. How many people are here? Let's roll a percentile. How many people? Yeah, it's more than 80. We'll call that 80. 80 people ish in the space. Very crowded. You can, to the extent you can hear them kind of chant and swaying, but you really can't see what's going on beyond them. You really can't see what's going on beyond them. You see this crowd of people in front of you. They're all facing the cliff as they kind of chant and sway.
And we're on the same ground level as they are.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we're like back here somewhere.
yeah. You're
okay.
Yeah. They haven't noticed you. But
Yeah. Do we go try to blend in, or do we
Oh no, I think
try
we
to
need.
blow shit up?
No, we're not gonna blow shit up just yet. I say we go either myself or Olak and myself. We go invisible and we try to finagle our way up there to see what's going on the front side.
Funny story about that invisibility. Guess what spell I unprepared in order to prepare an invisibility?
Well, that's all right. I can go at a level above whatever and get more than one.
At this distance, can we see?
you see the backs of people.
Okay.
So we can't see anything.
You can't see, like I said, backs of people, and I said there's 80, and this is like, I don't know, 10-ish, 12-ish wide, so it's filling up that whole space.
So humanoid, but I don't know. From here, could we tell?
Humanoid. Various
Can't-
humans.
But can we tell if they're elves and
Sure.
other things? So,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
need to
just
be
trying to-
racist.
No, I'm just. Yeah. Could we blend in, or are we going to stand out because they're all white,
Dude,
they
white
would know we
humans?
were-
You are a gray-skinned half-drow.
Yeah.
That's pretty unique.
I stand out everywhere. Okay.
And I'm a dwarf.
Dwarfs are pretty common.
Well, probably not on
elves
this
don't-
island, though.
That's what I was
It's
getting
a
at.
small
Is-
island town.
Are
They
they?
probably know everyone.
Are they?
Yes, exactly,
That's
Ken.
right.
They
Okay.
know everyone, so we would be strangers.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's
Okay.
no doubt.
Okay.
So, can we go around to the side and without
There's
seeing anything?
there's no going around the side. This is jutting out. This cliff is jutting out over the ocean. The crowd goes from side to side. You can push through if you decide you want to.
So
You
what do you
could
want to do,
send
Mr.
familiars if you wanted to send familiars.
Okay. So.
Ooh, or I could wild shape into like a seagull and recon above.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stormy, but seagulls fly in storms all the time, and yeah, but I don't want to be a giant eagle. That's probably not common
No.
here. Oh, you could. Well, yeah, but you're like crazy big obvious. We don't want that. I'm trying to go stealth here. We want to get information,
Yeah,
but we don't
okay.
want to blow up the joint until it's time to blow up the joint.
Oh, come on.
Trust me, I'm all for slicing and dicing when it's necessary. I'm
Yeah,
just,
but I don't want to take a mob of 80 people either without knowing what you're doing.
well, you know, Captain Fireball will take care of most of that. You know, I'm not worried about that. It's
Leave me a few.
Sir Flames a lot.
I need 8.
So yeah, you're gonna take care of a 10th on your own. So.
Okay, so what are you going to do, Mr. Invisible?
Well, I'm starting to think if it's that crowded, I don't even know if invisibility is going to help. That's where I'm thinking I might need
Yeah.
wild shape
Yeah.
into something that can fly.
Even invisible, you'd be pushing through.
Right, yeah.
They may not
know.
see you,
So
but
what
they're
I'm
going to look
saying
back
is
and.
they couldn't go around the outside of the group and get over the side so they
No,
see what's down
that's what he's
there.
saying. It's jam-packed in there. You got the whole
Yeah,
town in
no,
town.
I'd like your
I'm going to wild shape into
A seagull.
a
That's
seagull.
fine.
form
Yeah.
of.
Form of a seagull. Exactly.
Mine. There you go. Mine.
All right, so I wild shape into a seagull from back there, and I glide on the stormy winds and assess
so
what's going on over here.
You see this blonde dude in like cleric's cloaks, and ignore the rest of them around him. But he's kind of up there, and he's giving he's leading the crowd in the chant as figures are being tied and getting prepared to be. They basically are walking the plank. These smaller humanoids tied hands behind their back, hands tied behind their back, ropes tied to their necks, nooses maybe, right?
Oh boy.
And they're being ushered to the end of the plank as the chant. They seem to be preparing for this.
Okay. Well, that
We
doesn't.
might have to act fast.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to see that, and
you see there's this strange. There's a
away?
boulder with a strange mass on it, and this priest is preparing some sort of ritual around it.
How far away are we from the kids being led to
Well,
their
first of all,
drop?
you don't even know there's kids there.
Until he comes back and tells us.
When he comes back and tells
Oh,
you
he's scouting. Yep, sorry, never mind.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and you're probably another 20, 30 feet beyond that. So we're going to call that 80 feet to there. So you're it's right at 120 feet to that. The kids are probably there's probably 4 of them, and so we're going to call that 100 feet from you. And in between you have 50 feet of people. A crowd of people.
all right. Well, it certainly doesn't take me long to read the situation. So I would have, once I did my more or less a singular flyby, see the situation, I would have zipped back to my team and said, and I'll drop it, I'll change back and say, they got kids on planks, we got to go.
All right. Should we roll initiative?
Probably.
Do you need initiative when Glenn's just gonna burn everybody to a crisp?
Yeah, fireball.
Fireball. I'm thinking 30-foot cone of fire.
Yeah, and what's going to happen to the kids when you do that?
Yeah, we got to be careful.
Gotta catch the kids first.
Yeah.
Initiative.
All right, that is a 6 for Olaf.
I'm still opening my spreadsheet. I'm sorry, guys.
That's right.
Well, we should set initiative, but I mean, it's 6 minutes to 9. We could leave the cliffhanger combat for next time. Potentially.
Pardon you. Jeez.
And that's what I think about that, he says.
Well,
Let me work on it, just a minute.
as you incline, this could go fast if you want to give us 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. I know.
All right. Ruckus?
19.
Strider?
9.
9. Olak?
6.
6.
I meet you.
Varinka?
13.
13. Who did I miss? Gloin?
7.
7. Not exactly great initiative here, guys.
No.
We have Varenka?
I got Varinka.
Okay.
They're too busy debating whether they actually want to save the kids.
All right. Ruckus, what do you do? Strider has just returned and changed back to his human form. He says, "I think they're about ready to sacrifice these kids. We need to act."
Exactly.
Harsh.
And
Now, I could.
It's wrong.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I'm. Fine, okay. I was just trying to see if I could do something disruptive to a bunch of them, but. Well, okay. I will. I'll just say. I'll draw their attention, and Were Shark, and he's gonna go.
What?
What do you?
Oh.
What?
Are we planning on killing all of them?
Just a few.
Wasn't that your plan all along?
Well, I'm a little out of it right
Well,
now.
he could-
It's
he could-
crazy.
No,
He
just
could
tell
transform away
me,
from them.
Ruckus, what Ruckus is doing.
So he's turn into Were
Were
Shark,
Shark.
and he's gonna go start chomping the two closest people. But I want to kind of be off to a corner to try to draw people's attention.
So you kind of go off to the side here.
So wherever the people fill back to, I'm gonna go start
Yeah.
causing
Yeah. So
disturbance. in
remember, this is
corner.
a crowd. You're not picking off just two. They're all together. But you go in and you attack two. That's fine.
Yes.
And so you go up to them, and what do?
I'm doing my bite attack on a couple of them.
He yells.
You know, you
back.
have complete advantage because they're totally distracted by this. Well, we just speed this up. You kill one. It's just mouth overhead. It's dead. All right. The question is, do you have two attacks? And by then, the other one, now you need the first one. So complete surprise, you murderize it. This is your second attack, and this one's gonna sees it and cowers and as it tries to dodge. So you have. It's trying to dodge. That means you would have disadvantage on the attack.
Okay.
What'd you get on that roll?
An unnatural 20
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
and a 21.
Yeah. So again, you catch another one. As you pick the other one up, lift it off its feet, kind of shake it around, toss it aside. You come back with another bite of the next one.
And then, so that would get some screams and some attention, and then it's going to be, let the kids go.
Yeah. So let the kids go, and it's loud. People are chanting, right? So the 10-ish people that are turn, and then, what was the guy's name? Toby. Anointed one. That's your turn.
What's that?
Huh?
You weren't going to get all 80 of them in one shot, were you?
No, I'm saying Toby's the one we need to kill. Evidently, the priest is.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just, I'm
Yeah.
giving you guys a diversion, so
Right.
either you can mow down some more or go try to grab the kids, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna try and grab the kids.
Varinka.
But I also checked off 2 people off my quota.
So
And how many just saw you?
he's now in the
They didn't
middle
see
of
me
this
change.
whole group, right?
Oh,
I just showed up like this.
All right, Noel, what'd you say?
So his Ruckus is now inside this group of.
Well, he came up. If you're looking at the screen, you see this boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put him by that boulder, maybe the square above it, and the 2 people to the front left of that. He's dismembered.
But there's still a horde in the middle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
You
off-
can't
I-
see through them.
Yeah, but I intentionally went off to one corner of the group.
Oh, okay. So then I will raise my glaive and cast Gravity Sinkhole.
where?
On the largest group of them that excludes Ruckus.
Sure. So how big of a space?
20-foot radius sphere.
20-foot radius sphere. Yeah, that's gonna take a large portion of
And
them.
I want to make sure that I'm getting the priest.
Well, you can't see the priest.
Oh, okay. Then I'll go with the largest group.
So describe how this works. Gravity sinkhole.
So, a 20-foot radius crushing force sphere forms at a point you can see within range 120 feet and tugs at the creature's Each creature in the sphere must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed saving throw, the creatures take 5d10.
5d10.
Correct. Force damage.
And if they pass,
And are pulled in a straight line toward the center of the sphere.
And so I'm was it one of the Guardian Galaxy movies where they did this, right? Where all these humanoids, villagers, get sucked into a massive ball, lifted up in the air, and like slammed into the ground. Is that kind of what happens?
And they all die.
Well, they get lifted up into the air and then fall to the ground. Yeah.
Lifted up in the air, how high?
So 20-foot sphere, so it's 10 foot high.
Yeah, 10 foot high.
That was 20-foot radius, you said. That's a 40-foot
20
diameter.
foot radius sphere.
So
Right.
they're 20 feet up
Yeah.
at a minimum.
Yeah, I mean, you're completely killing them, right?
Yeah.
These are just humans. They're villagers, and so probably well over. I'd say 60% of these people you just killed, just in one splat.
Everybody in that sphere is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, half damage if they succeed.
Oh, they're dead. They're dead. I'm not. They're dead. So now, Varinka, you've cleared the path, and now you can see probably a handful of, probably 3 or 4 per plank, plus the priest and probably 20 others to the side that didn't get hit are left. You have movement. You can move up to the priest if you want.
I will move within 60 feet of the priest.
16. How many feet?
60.
60.
feet.
You're already within 60 feet of the priest.
Oh, I thought it was farther back.
Well, to the priest, and then further back are these planks where the children are.
Okay. I guess I won't get any closer. I'll see what he has to offer.
All right, Strider, you're up.
Okay.
2/3 of these people just died in I'd say unceremonious, but I'm not sure that's the right word right now.
ceremonious interruptus.
Yeah, right.
As they just got sucked in and slammed to the ground. Dead bodies moaning and carnage all over the ground.
Right. Okay. So then, let's see.
And the rest of the crowd is kind of reacting and running up and behind the priest. They're starting to move that way, it's probably some in the back are trying to push and run back toward the village. Probably a handful. So I'd say half are moving up behind and half are. So you probably got 10-ish people moving out and 10-ish moving up, joining the other 10 to 20 that were already up.
Okay, so just so because I have an idea of what I want to do, but I want to make sure that it's going to be effective. So we've got 4 kids on the planks,
Yep.
and then we've got adults that are like guiding them or whatever.
Tying them up, preparing them. Yep.
Okay, so let's see.
But the kids are still on our end of the planks?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're preparing it. Yeah.
How many can the giant eagle carry?
Yeah.
How many can the young dragon carry?
Well, there's that.
I did describe them.
I can save the kids.
I think I described them as being tied up, though.
Yeah, right. So they're
I think I've got
They're
the kids
tethered.
safe if you guys want to focus on other things.
Ropes,
Which are tied to.
planks, and rocks.
Okay,
and
but hang on. Olaf
that's
just
wrong.
said something.
Well, except
I think I can save the kids.
Well,
If
it
you guys want to
is
take care of other things.
Strider's turn, though.
Right.
So what does
But
Strider do?
he could say that.
Sure.
Right.
It will involve them following, though.
Okay.
Well, Varika just caused them some to fall, and they died instantly.
Right.
Caused them to fall very forcefully.
All right. Where did it go? There it is. All right. So I want to. Let's see. Can I get Where can I get
Where are
to?
we at?
You're back here. You're back in the back of the picture.
Are we on this side or?
You're by the words. You're down
Oh,
here.
okay.
We're down,
Okay.
We're down here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, so this thing is in.
The kids are here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this is some sort of temple or idol. The crowd is through
okay.
here.
Oh,
You guys
okay.
can,
So
Ruckus,
we don't even know they're going to be walking out in these planks that way, and we don't know what's down there.
yeah. Well, you know that that's a cliff going down into the
Yeah.
sea. So what's Strider doing?
So
Nice.
Strider's gonna cast his flaming sphere. It's not what I was gonna do, but the thing that I want to do isn't gonna work in that amount of space. So I'm gonna cast a flaming sphere, and I'm gonna wherever the priest is, I'm gonna park it next to him, but close to the end here, because I want to, as I go, I want to try to sweep these people off the kids.
What spell level is your flame sphere?
Well, depends on what level I want to do. I was
What
gonna go
level?
with basic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you would have
were
done
not-
basic.
You thought these were just plain old Joe people.
Right.
so-
Yeah. My intent was to cast it as a second level.
Yeah, and so as he sees this gravity well and this ball of flame start to create in front of him, he waves his hand, and it dissipates.
Does it now?
Still costs you a spell slot though.
Yeah. I got it. All right.
You have movement if you want it.
Yep.
Possible bonus action.
Yep. Let's see.
The priest did this,
He did.
which we can now see.
Which you can now see, yeah, because 2/3 of the people have just been murderized.
All right.
There goes your movement.
I will
They're not all dead.
move my maximum normal movement.
He said
30
something
feet
about
up?
Groaning.
35 actually.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. About
Yep.
midway.
About midway. And
The priest is probably 15 feet away from you still.
right.
I just want to be like, okay, fine, just go up and punch him in the face.
Yeah, but if I dash, then I can't.
I know.
And so bonus action, I will summon my flame blade.
Okay. Strider glowing. And then Olak.
So there's a child on the end of each one.
But our end.
Our end.
Yeah.
They haven't been walked out to the end yet. They're tied with ropes to.
To the end of the plank.
To the far
And
end.
to the far end, as if they're going to dangle them over the sea. For something to maybe grab at them.
Yeah. So they're here, but the rope is tied to the far end.
Really?
Yeah.
So show me where I'm at.
You are back here.
I have a flight speed of 80 feet. How far is it to those wood things?
Well, I was calling it like 100, but
Oh, really?
well, you've moved up because it's not 100 now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65-ish feet to there. So then 75-ish to the end.
Because what I want to do is.
But the kids are here right now. They're
Yeah,
60.
but I need to burn the ropes so I can grab them and take them away. But I can only grab one in each claw.
No.
I wanted to fly out, swing around, fire breath right across the ends of the thing to burn the ropes, swing back. And
Well, I
grab
think you can get 2 of the ropes.
Burn the ropes and
If
somebody else
you,
will
if you
rescue
fly
him.
out to here and then you do your cone, it's going to get at least 2 of them.
Well, I was going to come in from the side and go right across the
Yeah,
end
you,
and
well,
get all 4
that,
cones.
He was going to strafe.
yeah, you're not going to be able with your 80 feet. I guess you get here, but you're still only going to get 2.
All right. Olak said he thinks he can get the kids, so
Right.
Okay.
Well, that was before I learned that they were tied up. I missed
Oh.
that part.
well, so
Go burn the ropes.
burn a couple of
Hey,
ropes.
2's better than 0. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
All right. So you turn into a dragon, you fly around the side, and you get the first the ropes of the first two burn off as you fly past, and so you're hovering somewhere in here right now.
Okay.
Scare the piss out of.
I was circling the space on the picture where it says 1 square equals 5 feet. About there is where Olok's dragon is. Gloin's Grolgark. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Don't mince. Come on, guys. We're late as it is.
Okay.
That's pretty heroic. You're doing your job, Olok.
Okay, so first things first. Bonus action. I'm going to activate my Boots of Blazing Speed.
Nice.
And I'm going to run and use my action to take a swing at the ropes holding the last two kids. To try to break them free. So they can hopefully jump onto Gloin's back.
But as you run up, you're passing at least a couple people as they try to make...
We're going for it. I'm also using, I'm assuming, more than 60 feet of speed, so I'm taking some fire damage too.
From what?
So, my boots. My boots damage me if I run too fast.
Yep. So, yeah, you do it correctly. But all I'm saying is you're running through the crowd, and people start grabbing at you. I rolled a couple dice. I got a 3 and a 4 on the die. So, they're grabbing at you, but they didn't really get you. You run up there. Why don't you give me well, take your damage from your boots, whatever that is. But then...
Yeah, so I rolled 4 damage.
4 damage? For a rope, I think that's... Did you hit?
Oh, no, sorry. That was for the fire damage that I was taking.
Oh, fire damage from your boots, sure. So roll to hit first. I assume you get 2 attacks, probably?
Yep.
All right, so 2 attacks. First attack on the first set of ropes, how'd you do?
Yeah, so that was a 25 to hit and then a 26 to hit.
Yeah, so you hit them, and so you cut the ropes off the kids, and probably...
And then I want to... I'm assuming I still have some movement left. I want to place myself in base contact with the priest.
Nice. Done. Okay.
And then, if there's one kind of isolated, Minnie will go up and try to take some stabs at that person.
Okay, make him... He moves over to the crowd. Probably he tries to intercept some of the ones that are trying to escape. He runs up and he makes an attack.
Yep, so...
Make his attack.
It's 3 attacks, apparently.
Okay. He's a tri-drone.
So a 5 to hit, a 22 to hit, and a 12 to hit.
A 5, a
I'm
22,
assuming
and...
the 5 does not hit.
A 5, a 20...
Yeah, 22 and a 12 are the 2 realistic
Yes,
ones.
the 22 and the 12 hit.
Alright.
So first do the 22.
Yeah, so the 22 was 7 damage.
That's enough.
Piercing.
That one's dead.
And then
These are
the other one
humanoids.
was
There's
5
nothing.
piercing.
5 piercing? Yeah, 5 piercing isn't quite enough. I was putting him at 6, actually. So and their armor class is like 8. These are just humans in robes. All right, so
he'll stay in close contact with that one then.
Yeah, so he kills the first one and comes back for a second one and cuts it dearly. The second humanoid falls, holding his belly, and so I think that's your turn.
Yes. Yep.
Ruckus, we're back to you.
Oh, Varinka did her spell. Okay.
Yeah, Varinka. Yeah.
So there was. Are there still a couple standing by me, or is it just a big ball of jelly?
There's nothing. If there's dead bodies on the ground.
Okay.
It's all about the boards.
Okay.
Somewhere, was it 40, 50 feet in front of you is you see Olok is now toe to toe with this priest who's he's kind of wide eyed and he's got his gear in his hand and he's like looking at what he's going to do.
Okay, we're gonna do. Since I got my Indiana Jones hat, I think it's time. Oh no, I don't want to burn that on this guy. Never mind.
Can you go take care of some of the people that are still? Are there people still manning the kids at the boards?
Oh yeah.
So there's people to go chow on.
Okay.
The rope is cut, but they're still tied up.
And they're still okay. So then, yeah. Well, how? 20, 30. Ooh. Actually, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What do I got? I think I'm only 30. Let me check my.
So I was picturing like Olok would be here and the priest would be here, right in front of
whatever that is.
Yeah,
On the opposite side
I
of the
still only
cliff.
got 30 feet, so I guess I'm not going to get to the.
But what you could do is you could be, let's say, here and right in front of the priest if you wanted.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a human.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's time for some chompy chomp on him. So, has anybody hit him yet?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Where's my 18 to hit?
Okay.
And the second one is a 13 to hit.
Yeah, actually, as you bite him, his some sort of force field flashes around him and protects him from your bite.
On both of them?
So, mage armor. Not mage armor. What's the... It's not mage armor.
Shield?
Shield. Yeah.
Okay.
That lasts the whole
That's
round.
not fair that the monsters have it.
I know. It's horrible, isn't it?
Ridiculous. The mistreatment of us poor adventurers.
And that's your turn.
Yep.
On its turn, you see it take its combined elements, and he thrusts it into this purplish mass on the altar, and shoves it into it, and says a word, and you hear a terrible roar from outside the cliff. It is Varinka's turn.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Really?
All right, it's my turn. So there are 2 kids that have been removed, right?
No.
The ropes
Two-
have been
I thought
burned
that's
or
what,
cut.
All of the ropes have now been cut. All of the kids, there's 4 kids up there, all surrounded by adults. 4 kids, all surrounded. There's probably 20 adults up there now.
so,
But the 4 kids are also up there. I'm sorry, guys. This did take me longer than I expected. How about, I think this might be a good stopping point.
yeah.
So,
Thanks,
the priest finished his ritual, and you hear a cry from the sea somewhere below, and you can just start to see these purple, ginormous tentacles start to come over the height of the cliff, somewhere in the just beyond those wood planks. And we'll pick up with Varinka next week. I'll put a little X here to see.
Alrighty.
And maybe I'll have this map incorporated into Foundry by next week. Okay. So with that ends this evening. I'm sorry I went 20 minutes late.
Oh.
I thought maybe one round would do it, but it didn't quite.
No worries.
Noel, how you feeling, bud?
Good.
Yeah.
I've been thinking if things go well, I'll be there next week.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Want to go golfing this weekend?
How good do you feel?
This is supposed to rain or something.
Not Saturday. No, it's supposed to be actually.
Monday maybe.
Yeah, I think even tomorrow, all next 3 days, it's really low chance of rain. It's supposed to be nice each day. Do you feel up to it? Do you feel that good?
Yeah.
Joking.
He says, yeah, though.
It's outdoors, so I feel like it's kind of safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm thinking maybe we'll do, the one downtown. What's the one I'm thinking of that's in the ghetto?
Newman?
No,
not
Madison?
Madison. I'm thinking Madison. Let's try Madison. You could join us if you want. You want to golf Saturday morning?
Maybe.
Are you gonna be? Yeah.
I don't know if we got anything going on.
It's just your same every Saturday chores. I'd be afraid of.
All right, yeah, I don't want to sign off. I'll see you guys Saturday. Then.
Yeah. I'll send a text to give you the details.
All right.
All right.
So have a good evening.
Yeah. You too.
Night.
Take care.
Stop streaming there. And